If you have health insurance, you might be able to see a personal dietitian for $0 out of pocket. Nourish connects you with a dietitian that fits your needs, covered by your insurance. Nourish accepts hundreds of insurance plans, and 94% of patients pay $0 out of pocket. Meet with your dietitian online and message them anytime through the Nourish app. With hundreds of 5-star reviews from real patients, you know you're in good hands. Find your dietitian at usenourish.com. That's usenourish.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Fly Condor Airlines non-stop to Frankfurt and connect effortlessly to most European destinations. Relax and start your vacation in comfort. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today and book your next adventure.
Are you a bartender that dreads the phrase, hey, can you put the game on? At Sports on What, we understand your pain and we're here to help. Over-the-air, satellite, cable, or streaming, Sports on What knows what channel the game is on, and you can too. Follow your favorite teams, set alerts, and filter by provider to get the results you need. Stop wasting time searching and never miss kickoff again. Just download the Sports on What app, and you'll always know how to watch the game. Available for Android and iOS. Start your 7-day free trial when you download Sports on What and subscribe today.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, the average human being farts between 13 and 21 times a day. And in case you're wondering, women fart more than men. They just celebrate it less. Now, upon release, farts can travel up to 10 feet a second. That's just under 7 miles an hour. This is all according to Flatologist, which is the name of a scientist that study farts. Now, why do I bring any of this up? Well, today, February 5th, is National Fart Day. Not to be confused with National Pass Gas Day, that's in January, or Fart Out Loud Day, which is in July. Anyway, today, being National Fart Day, well, we thought we should honor the mighty fart. And why not? Because farts have been making international headlines in 2025. Earlier this week, we learned about Rhiannon Evans. That's the woman in the UK who pleaded guilty to the country's first ever cyber farting case. In case you haven't heard, around Christmas time, Rhiannon repeatedly sent videos of herself farting to her boyfriend's ex. She sent 7 videos in total and was eventually arrested for harassment. And then just last month, there was almost an international incident involving Great Britain and Russia. The English Navy, they mistook a series of whale farts for Russian drone subs. Oh yeah, we have more fart stories. But first, we want to hear yours with your answer to today's question, brought to you by our friends at Advanced Hair Restoration. Basically, who farted? What is the one you remember most?
Be part of the big show. Call 206-803-ROCK and send those emails to the men's room at KISW.com.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to the men's room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Oh, but y'all, so here we go. Welcome to season 20 and episode number 4,256. What a large and a charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat with the exciting return of Who Sucks Less coming up at 4:30 on How You Doing, Steve? You find people doing weird crap in the news.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's up to us to determine out of the 3 stories which one sucks the least. How are we looking today on Who Sucks Less?
Kind of sucky. We have a woman.
Kind of sucky.
She didn't really break her husband's heart, but she did steal his kidney. And then we have a company that might be watching you poop. And then drunk airline pilots.
Pilots.
Yeah.
Okay. People watching you poop.
Yeah, people watching you poop.
Huh. Mm-hmm. Is that a thing like OnlyFans or whatever?
No, that would be like, imagine you work at a company and they said, hey, we installed cameras in the bathroom so we can monitor how long you're in there.
Okay. Who Sucks Less is coming up at 4:30. What else do we have for you today? Chance of $5K a day. All you need to do is download the Odyssey app if you already haven't, and listen for 1 hour. to this fine radio station. And your chance to win $5K a day. I believe Friday is the last day.
I think so.
So you've got 3 days. You're automatically entered if you listen to the show for 1 hour or the lovely Jolene this evening. So get on the Odyssey app and do that for your shot at $5K a day. What else do we have for you? Oh, our big party is also on Friday.
Yeah.
20 years here at KISW, the fine folks at Black Raven Brewing have brewed us up a special anniversary lager, the 20th anniversary lager. It will be on draft at the Black Raven up in Woodinville. Hopefully you'll join us for a live broadcast on Sunday from 2 to 6. It's going to be a great time. It's absolutely free. We'll have the sausage. We will have the salsa up there for you.
Yeah, man.
As well, and do a little happy hour as we get set for the weekend. Good opportunity for you as well to maybe pick up some beer for your party on Sunday, or if you're heading over to someone's house, bring them a couple 6-packs. You never want to go anywhere empty-handed when you're going up to someone else's place. So might as well just grab some beer and help out our friends at the Fisher House. So that's Friday, 2 to 6 at the Black Raven in Woodinville. We'll be doing our show. And again, it is absolutely free. And today is it National Fart Day? Is it
National Fart Day?
National Fart Day.
There's National Pass Gas Day, which is in July. What the hell is the other one? National Pass Gas Day and Fart Out Loud Day. Sorry. National Pass Gas Day has come and gone.
Okay.
That was January. And then Fart Out Loud Day is in July.
Yep. Some facts on National Fart Day.
All right.
And the power of farts. Greek historians revealed that one man's fart led to the downfall of King Apries of Egypt in 569 BC, when a mutiny arose within his army. He sent a general to try and quell the problem. Instead, the rebels crowned that guy king, causing Apries to send his advisor next. The response was a fart from the man who was newly elected king, which he told to deliver to Apries. More than a little offended upon receiving the news, he ordered his nose and ears to be chopped off. The final straw that pushed the masses to dethrone him in a mob, reinforcing Amasis to reign king. So there's a new king because this guy
responded with a fart.
That's correct. Talking about farts leading to major conflicts. According to the Jewish War, written by Josephus during a Passover celebration in 44 BC, a Roman soldier exposed his naked backside, farted, and spoke some inappropriate words to a group of Jewish men, who reacted by stoning all the soldiers in sight. The soldiers did come back, and before long, a riot had broken out, leading to the death that day of 10,000 people. Damn.
Good Lord, man.
Yes. 10,000 people, one day, started by a fart. We have the member of the British Parliament.
That's pretty rude to fart on somebody and then chirp them.
I mean, it is. I just wouldn't think that would lead to 10,000 dead people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they stoned the soldier, then obviously the Romans weren't going to let that go.
Right, yeah. All started with a single fart.
Yep. Members of the British Parliament, one Henry Ludlow. He farted during a debate in 1607. This event has become, believe it or not, part of folklore, inspiring poetry such as The Censure of the Parliament Fart. Benjamin Franklin wrote Fart Proudly, an essay he only ever shared with his friends, including chemist Joseph Priestley, challenging them to invent a potion for good-smelling farts. A particularly hilarious excerpt reads, "A few stems of asparagus eaten shall give our urine a disagreeable odor, and a pill of turpentine no bigger than a pea shall bestow on it the pleasure and the smell of violets. And why should it be thought more impossible to find means of making a perfume of our wind than of our water?" In the late 1800s, when professional farter Joseph Pujol found out he can inhale air through his rectum and exhale it like a burp, he converted it into entertainment.
This guy's a legend.
And he toured the world to showcase his backside.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've heard of this guy, man.
He blew out candles. He would play the flute. He would smoke cigarettes. He even outsold Sarah Bernhardt, a famous actress of that time, and was the highest paying entertainer at the Moulin Rouge.
Damn.
For farting. And they say it could even have played a part in an event as historical as World War II. Medical reports reveal that Adolf Hitler suffered from uncontrollable farting and cramps caused by his long-term vegetarianism. In 1936, a Berlin doctor prescribed anti-gas pills. They contained strychnine and atropine in small amounts. Those poisons could cause edginess, insomnia, and emotional dysfunction. By 1941, Hitler was reportedly taking about 150 pills a week.
Jeez, man.
The side effects of this drug were not discovered until 6 months before his suicide in 1945. Meanwhile, Bernard Clemens of London, he holds the Guinness World Record for the longest butt burp at 2 minutes, 42 seconds.
That's one fart?
Yes. National Fart Day has been observed on February the 5th since 2008 as the day to stop suppressing accumulated gas and just relax. They say it's amazing how farting has so many different holidays dedicated to it. It must mean the average human secretly craves the freedom to fart as they please. And that's one great thing about having your own car.
Oh, yeah. Fart, do what you want, man. Like when no one's home, I fart different.
Right. Now, speaking of World War II.
Yeah.
I mean, you just do. You know what I mean? I'll fart around the family. It's just, I fart differently if I'm home alone. You're just blowing it out. It's loose. You don't care.
Sometimes you got to go outside, too. You're like at a bar or something.
Yeah, if you know it's going to be real bad, I'm trying to go smoke a cigarette. That is one time I fart a lot, man. I realize if I'm at the bar, maybe beer just makes me fart or something, but like every time I go to smoke a cigarette, there are some long toots.
Yeah. Guaranteed on an airplane, I need to.
Yeah,
and that's just
the pressure, though.
That's a
the
lot
pressure,
of different things.
yeah.
It's the altitude, it's the pressure, it's a number of things.
It's basically, I feel like Thrill always says, that's like when you go to the bathroom, you get off that plane in the airport.
Everyone's just in there farting.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like, maybe half the guys are peeing, but seriously, like guys just walk in there and walk right back out.
We brought up World War II. Believe it or not, a whale almost started World War III. We brought you the story earlier this week. According to a report out of the UK, a mix-up involving British nuclear subs almost kicked off an international incident with Russia. The UK Navy was scanning for sounds of enemy activity underwater and thought they heard Russian drone subs. The same sound was heard at least twice. So they're kind of freaked out. They thought Russia was dropping listening devices on the ocean floor to track Britain's nuclear subs. But after analyzing the sounds, they now think it might have been something else. They believe it was whale farts.
Big old whale fart.
Sounds like a Russian sub to me.
They've been mistaken for enemy subs before. A source in the military said they're still studying the data and taking it very seriously. But they currently think it was just a gassy whale. And nothing else. So our question on National Fart Day, who farted and what is the one that you remember the most? 206-803-ROCK.
Speaking of whale farts, just real quick. Have you ever heard a fart underwater?
I farted in the bathtub, so I've heard it come to the top.
I mean, but right, I've done that because
And boy, the way, that's a terrible concentration.
Don't do it. Do not do it, man.
It's like farting in the shower, man. You just feel gross.
I think it's even more concentrated than that.
Look, as it pops up in that bubble, then the bubble bursts, and it's just concentrated fart. I mean,
But
that's
I'm
all
sure
it
I've
is.
been in a pool where somebody's farted, but I can't say that I heard it.
I just wonder. It seems like something I would have done. Like, I've got a fart, I'm in a pool, so I'm just dunk my head underwater just to hear it. I just wonder if anyone did. Never had. And because of that whale story, I'm now curious, and I wish I wasn't.
Well, I mean, they couldn't even identify it as a fart, so maybe you have heard it, but you thought it was something else in the pool.
Yeah, could have been it, man.
Yeah.
Someone just dive into a cannonball. Like, no.
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 No, not at all. It's only me and you in here, dude.
Hello, Cheyenne. Welcome to the men's room.
Gentlemen.
Hola.
So, back when I was married, we were sleeping one night, and I heard something so loud that I thought it was a gunshot. And so I get up, I'm running all around the house trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And after about 30 minutes, she finally pokes her head out of the door and goes, "I farted, okay? Can we just go to sleep?" And I'm just like, oh, okay.
Nobody in the house.
It was that loud?
Yes, it was that loud.
And was it just a single, like, boom?
Yeah, it sounded like a rifle shot, honestly. I know that sounds like I'm exaggerating, but I'm not.
Cheyenne, to be honest with you, Steve, I know you push hard and you push frequently.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a pusher because I'm afraid I'm going to slip. That's just the way it goes. But for whatever reason, and I brought this up before, when I'm asleep I can fart as loud and as long as I want and push as hard as I want, and I don't have any slippage, so to speak.
Right.
I mean, I can do it, but I have to be asleep and not conscious of what I'm doing for that to be able to happen.
But it's
if I'm
weird.
awake, then that is when danger could strike.
That's what I don't get about the human brain, right? Because generally it is just here to protect us either from ourselves or for ourselves. So, to your point, I am dead asleep. I have no motor function. I'm not doing anything. I'm completely unconscious, but you never slip on the fart. Now, you might have the dream where you wake up, at that last moment.
You got to go.
But your brain still, it doesn't let you do it in bed. It still sends a signal to your subconscious to tell you in a dream. Think about this. Mm-hmm. You're having a dream about something, and then suddenly your brain's like, we hate to interrupt this dream, but your dream is now going to take a turn because you need to poop. But you're wide awake, where you have full physical control.
Right. You know what's going on.
That's when you're going to slip. That is when you're going to slip. And I don't really push as much as I try to control the aperture, so to speak, because I don't want to slip, right? So if it's one of those long, high-pitched ones, I understand that if I push this, something bad might happen. And that's why you'll see me kind of contort and make the move. Like, 'cause I don't want to poop in my pants. That's the long and short of it. You kind of, it's like when you have a balloon, right? You blow it up, and you let it go, and it's just loose. It's the... But when you pull the sides, you get that high-pitched squeal. That's kind of what I'm rocking with my butt. So if you hear the high-pitched squeal, I'm like, no. This is a matter of control because I'm scared there's something else there.
Yeah. I would say the one that sucks the most sometimes is like, you got an upset stomach. Basically, I'll just say it, like, maybe you've been out the night before or whatever, so you're at somebody else's house, and, like, you're not trying to, but one just sneaks out.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, sorry, dude.
That's why you got to step outside with your vape.
Yeah, but sometimes you don't know it's coming.
Because it gives you the opportunity to mask basically what you're doing.
Yeah, I tried to do that, man.
You're out on the deck.
Yeah.
Now you're just kind of hitting the vape.
But I'm saying, I wasn't planning on it.
Right, it just slipped.
So, right, I was just walking through his living room, and it just snuck out. And I was like, oh, God damn it. Because he's like, did you just fart? I was like, yeah. We're going to have to open the slider. It's not going to be good. I wasn't planning on that getting out.
Yeah.
My bad, man.
Yeah, because you're right, Miles. Generally, and I said I've done this before with, like, girls, where it's like, are you just farting out there? And I'm like, no, why would you think that? She's like, well, you're not smoking. You're just on the balcony.
You're just standing and doing the, when people fart, they physically don't do anything else.
No, you just stand there.
And stare. Like, you don't even blink. It's just...
There's reels of ring cam video of people delivering food or Amazon delivery drivers or UPS guys or mail people who just, even if they're bending over to put the package down, or they just kind of stop and lift a cheek on the way out. Let one rip, man, and the ring cam gets it all. Who farted, and what is the one you remember the most? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Wes. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Hey, boys. So I've had some bad ones in the past, but I was walking into work one day, and I'm in the Army, and so I go to check all the computers for the aircraft, and I saw all my crew chiefs standing outside smoking cigarettes, and so I walk in there, and I check the computers first, and I kind of waited for them to come in, and I just had to let it go, and I, crop dusted the whole area next to the computers, and I walked to the other side of the room, and I just stood there and watched, and they come walking in, they're like, hey, good morning, what's going on, Chief? And it all hit, I think there was 3 or 4 of them, they all hit them at the same time, and one of them, he's like, oh, God, and he ran over to the trash can and just started vomiting.
Damn.
To the trash can. I was like, hey, I'm sorry about that sausage and sauerkraut the night before, but you will recover.
So do you think that your farts smell that bad?
I'm telling you, I had one this morning, but I had sausage and sauerkraut last night with Granny Smith apples. I think that's my kryptonite.
Well, that sounds delicious, though.
The sauerkraut or the apples?
Yeah, blame the apples.
Do not blame those Washington apples, man. Come on.
Oh, look, man, we've got a list of foods that will make you do that worse than others, and most of them are foods that you eat every day and that are healthier foods.
Well, sauerkraut's a probiotic, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, but I take a probiotic. Does that make you fart more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure, man.
Yeah, because I was trying to really eat a lot of Greek yogurt for a minute there, and they didn't stink, but I would fart all day.
Oh, dude, yeah, my son has gotten into yogurt lately, right? So it probably started 3 weeks ago or whatever. And dude just farts constantly. And he's like, what's going on? Me and my wife are like, dude, if you eat that much yogurt, because, he's a young man, so he eats a lot of food. I'm like, you're eating so much yogurt. I'm like, it's moving your guts, man. He had no idea. So he's just constantly farting.
Who farted, and what is the one that you remember the most? 206-803.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Slow drain being a pain? Call Pinky. That pipe's being a little leaky? Call Pinky. When the toilet won't flush and you're in a rush? Call Pinky. When your shower lost all its spray power? Call Pinky. When your sink's on the blink? Call Pinky. Pinky's Plumbing promises to lick all your plumbing problems quick. So when your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
What is Dax, are you?
Tracking all our cars on Carvana Value Tracker on all our devices? Yes, Kristen, yes, I am.
Well, I've been looking for my phone for...
In Dax's domain, we see all. So we always know what our cars are worth.
All of them?
All of them. Value surge, trucks up 3.9%.
That's a great offer.
I know. Sell?
Sell.
Track your car's value with Carvana Value Tracker today.
So I actually tried Gemini a couple days ago, the Gemini Live where you can talk to it, and it is really crazy to have a full-on conversation with this thing. I was just messing around, so I asked it to give me ideas for hosting during the holidays. And when it starts giving you results, you can just stop it and say, okay, but what about something low-key for a smaller group? And then it adjusts to that, and you can just keep going until you get an idea you want. I think that's what I would use it for the most, brainstorming stuff. It's so good if you don't know where to start or if you hit a wall, you just go to Gemini. It helps you get the ball rolling. But obviously you can use it for all kinds of stuff. If you want to learn something new, you can have it give you advice, ask it to explain Bitcoin in simple terms, or you can have it quiz you on microbiology. I mean, imagine being a student and you've got this personal tutor on hand. It's hard to explain. You really just have to play around with it, see how it listens to you, responds, adapts to your style of conversation. Just try it out. It's free.
Auto insurance rates are on the rise, which is why you should call Vern Fonk Insurance. Vern Fonk could save you up to 20% on your auto insurance. The pros at Vern Fonk will do all the work, comparing different plans to find you the best options. And they can insure you over the phone. One call to Vern Fonk could save you up to 20%. Call 206-408-5094. 206-408-5094.
Remember to honk when you drive by Vern Fonk.
Restrictions apply based on a Q3 2023 study of Vern Fonk Insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number 1070622.
Rock. 99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Guns N' Roses there. Stuff McKagan's 61st birthday today.
I knew that only because I read it earlier. But yeah,
61 years old.
And he's only worn sleeves for 4 years of his life.
Probably.
I think that's about it.
Yeah, from the age of 3 until the age of 7.
That was it. That's it. No more sleeves.
Seen Duff on the social media a lot lately.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, I've always known Duff to be a sober dude, but honestly, he's so nonchalant. It's kind of interesting. He was doing an interview with somebody, and he was just talking about how he got sober and the struggles and stuff. And I was just like, I don't know. He's one of those guys who's been sober so long. I'm just like,
you forget that he used to.
Right, it's hard to almost fathom, like, oh, that guy had a problem.
Oh, yeah. He had a problem.
It's like sometimes when you meet, like, I have a bartending buddy, and he's just one of those guys that is so nice and everything, and he's like, oh, I'm not allowed to drink. And I'm like, all right. But it's hard to fathom. And then I met one of his friends. He's like, oh, I'll tell you some of the stories.
Right. Sure. And, you hang with the people that you have things in common with. When Duff came down to Showbox, Ryan Castle and I went down to the show.
Yeah.
And we're sitting at the bar, and both of us are like, hey, we should probably take it easy tonight, just based on the fact that most of the people around us are in that sober state of mind.
Oh, right.
And have been for a number
based
of
on
years.
people you're hanging out with.
You just don't want to go up and order double shots and start drinking them in front of these people all night because they're just looking over at you like, uh-oh, what's going to happen in this area?
So how drunk did you get?
Yeah, not that bad.
Oh, really?
No,
I thought it was going to end with,
no,
yeah, we got hammered.
It was early on. Yeah. Good night. Our question on National Fart Day, who farted, and what is the one that you remember the most? 206-803-ROCK. One of the ones that I remember the most, it happened when I was in college. I was about 21 years old. I was playing football at the time, and we had just I think we just got back. The bowl game that we played in was not that big of a bowl game that year.
Right.
Therefore, it was December 20th. It was one of those earlier bowls.
That's a low one.
I mean, this is before they started doing bowl games all month long, but even then they start with the MAC and the WAC and they get through all the other crap, and then eventually, you get to whatever bowl we were in. Which,
for the record, they're fun now because some of the companies make them fun, but you probably like in the Poland Weed Eater Bowl.
Yeah, sure. But you get back and school's done, so the kids are not in school. And, you got a few weeks off before school starts back up in January. Mm-hmm. But you have the rest of December. And at that point in time, this is before the NILs and things of that nature, not everybody at that time were able to fly back to their hometown. If you did not have if you came from Nebraska and you were a recruit, you didn't have plane ticket. If your parents couldn't pay for it,
right, you're not going home.
You're not flying home for the holidays. So they would do various holiday activities for the student athletes who were still in town, the training staff members who also could not afford to go. Basically, if you didn't have the money to get back home,
they did stuff for you.
They would hook you up. So they would have the cafeteria open every day from 11 until 6:30. So they would have a limited menu of lunch items and dinner stuff. Sometimes it was just like hot dogs, wraps, sandwiches, bags of potato chips, trays of chicken for protein, that kind of thing, and pastas and rice dishes and all that kind of crap. But a couple cooks did stay, and they offered you food. That was incentive to get your ass to the facilities.
Sure.
I mean, because, look, man, one way or another, they're going to feed you for free. And while you're over there, they've got an indoor basketball court. They've got racquetball courts. There's a full gym. You can see your friends.
Yeah.
All the things. People in town. Where are we going drinking later? Since we're some of the few students that are still in town. Therefore, this place was empty for the most part. And I went, so I do my thing. That day, I am extremely hungover. Go get a workout in, get a little sweat on, and I get into the the sauna.
All right.
The sauna is not the biggest sauna in the world because they need to be a little tighter just to be warm. Where the steam room was a giant room.
Yeah.
Kind of like the size of this room. Ceilings the same height, all tiled up. Steam room was great. Steam room was also, I believe, either being serviced at that point in time because nobody was really there.
Sure.
It's one of those things. It's got to be cleaned often because of the moisture involved. Anyway, sauna's open. Cool. I'm in there all by myself.
All by myself.
This is great.
Sit in a sauna by yourself is so nice.
I'm naked. I don't have a towel. I don't care. I'm going to jump. The sauna's right across from the showers, and I'm done in here. My towel's already hung up on the shower rack. I'm going to go in there and take a shower and everything else. Don't ever do this. I learned later in life that this is not something that you should do in a sauna, but it was something that we did all the time. There was a little bucket with a ladle in there, even though it was an electronic sauna. We would sprinkle a little bit of water on top of the lava rocks. That would create a
Right.
And you could heat that thing up within 2 minutes. I mean, as hot as you could possibly get it. So I'm doing the thing where I'm sitting up on the top level of the sauna. Not a lot of room up there, but it is the hottest part because it's the highest part within the sauna.
Correct. If you're in some big saunas, you get up to that top tier, it is ungodly hot.
Yeah, I'm just pouring out alcohol out of my body. So I reach over with the ladle. I got the bucket up in the corner. And as I reach over to do it, I rip out, man. I rip out this just long, gassy one, cheek up, vibrating off the wood, the entire deal. I am done. I sit back down. I put the other cheek down. In comes the head coach, Don Nealon, and the team doctor, who I never saw. Team doctor, surgeon guy. You only saw him unless really bad stuff was going on. But he was always in the sidelines. You saw him every Saturday. But for the most part, he is a doctor with a practice. He's an actual doctor in town.
Yeah.
You don't see this guy in the normal, but I knew this guy very well. They both walk in. First of all, they're both butt naked.
Yeah.
Because they're old guys, and the old guys in the building walked around, because most younger guys still would walk around with a towel on.
Sure.
But at this point, again, no one is there.
Right. They're not expecting you in there.
Right, correct.
Much less you expecting them.
So I'm starting to get hot up there as soon, and I can smell his fart, and it's awful. The door opens, in walks the coach, in walks the doctor. I'm like, oh, man. So I needed to kind of scoot over to give them room to kind of get into the sauna, so to speak, because where I'm now I'm down on the. So when I move my ass, I can see where I farted.
What do you mean you can see where you farted?
There is a moisture mark on the wood that is in the shape of my ass crack.
Damn.
Okay? I now move down to the lower part because I'm getting hot. The stink is now in there, but it's up to the top. Both of those guys, they sit up on the top, and the doctor looks at me and he goes, "Do you need a checkup?"
Oh, damn.
And I was like, and coach is like, "Montgomery, what in the hell, man?" He's like, "It reeks of alcohol and ass." He's like, the whole place. They got up and walked out.
Did they really?
Oh, they got out. They got out of the sauna. But then at the same point in time, now they're in the shower. So I got to go to the shower.
Right.
This shower's huge, but there's 3 people in there. The doctor, Coach Nealon, and me. And I'm the one who drove them out based on that fart because they couldn't even handle being in the sauna with me. And I was like, "Coach, Doc, I'm sorry, man." They're like, "Jesus, man, what are you eating?" And I'm like, "Last night, chili dogs." They're like, "God, man, Jesus." And so every time, like, I would see Coach after that, like in the hallway or whatever, he'd just look at me and give me that nod, like, "Yeah." Uh-huh.
Right. Those are just the last 2 people you need walking.
I do not want that to be my legacy.
It is.
With these 2 people.
Got this goddamn punter in there.
Who farted?
You can see it.
I know. What is the one that you remember the most? 206-803, Rob.
I'll give you credit for going to the shower. I would have just sucked it up and opened the door. And
Dude, I was pouring down sweat.
I hear you. I wouldn't want the embarrassment of having to look at him in the shower, too.
Hello, Craig. Welcome to the men's room.
Yep. Hello, guys.
Hola.
Thank you very much. Yes. I was downtown Seattle at the Bon Marché before it was Macy's and everything else. And I was on the top floor, about 4 floors up, and I had let out a nasty one. I almost gagged myself. I hit the bottom floor. 2 old biddies, the crinkly-faced ones that just angry at everything. They barged in, didn't even let me get out. And I turned around and watched their faces just crinkle every which way because that was so horrible.
Well, yeah.
I've done a few of those
Better
myself.
than being on an escalator.
Yeah. You ever farted on an escalator?
No, but it's a Pacific Center, whatever that is. I got behind somebody who did.
I've done that. Usually it's at the airport. I don't know.
It was on
why.
the 3rd floor, too, because we were going up to the movie theater at the time. It was the idea, we're going to Johnny Rockets.
Now, do you think the person was on the escalator with you,
They
or
were
had
definitely
they been
they
there
were
previously?
in front. There was a whole bunch of people on the escalators.
Did you have a guess of who it was?
It was the holidays. No idea. I just know that my daughter smelled it first. And she's like, Dad, is that you? And I'm like, no, honey, we're moving upward. It's got to be someone in front of us. And so she was doing her investigation, and we sat down at the counter at the Johnny Rockets. I'm like, I don't even want to order yet. Like I could still smell that thing.
Damn.
Who farted, and what is the one that you remember the most? 206-803 Rock. Here's an interesting story.
I'm gonna start farting on escalators now.
Well, I mean, it just seems dumb because it's like,
if there's enough people. That's what I'm saying. The airport's a good place because, there's 800 people on the escalator at any given moment. So if you fart, no one knows it's you. If you can keep it quiet.
All right, here's a question for you. You're at a bar.
All right.
You smell it. Do you react?
Yes.
Like, oh, am I responsible or smell someone else's?
No. You're not responsible.
I don't. Usually, I don't make a big deal of it publicly, but whoever I'm with, I instantly look at them like, do you smell this?
Yeah.
Because generally I try not to react because I don't want to make that person feel bad. But I remember years ago I was at a bar. I smelled it first. I didn't say anything. But as I went down the bar, people started blaming me. And I was like, no. It came through me, but I didn't do it.
So did people believe you?
They did, but it was one of those, it was like a place I used to go all the time. So I knew all the regulars at the bar. And they were like, well, it's coming from you. I'm like, what do you want me to tell you, man? Like, also, you people
get very defensive about being accused of a fart if they're not responsible for the fart. Like somebody can say, man, you stole $20. Like, I did not take $20. I don't take it personally. But if I didn't fart, like, dude, that was you. Like, no, man.
Think there'd be like
that was not me, dude.
You think there would be some kind of heat sensor operated app on your phone?
Where you can just hold it up and see who blew one out?
You can see like where temperature is, right? So if you...
But is a fart warmer than your body temperature?
I don't know.
I mean, some of them feel like they are. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but it's more about the temperature of the air.
Right.
So when it exits your body, yes,
in
it's
that
the
moment,
same temperature. So you might be red, but the red line coming out of your ass is also
That's
part
a fart.
of. That's also part of you. It detects heat. You're 98 degrees. That fart's 98 degrees. The room is 70. So you should be, in theory, once it escapes, be able to see the source of said fart.
I've seen a fart on, I think it was an X-ray, like live time. It was just a video, and they showed you couldn't see the part. You kind of see their silhouette or whatever it was, and like they showed the fart, and it's crazy how they come out. It's the way it looks more oily. The way it comes out, like it's clearly thicker than the air around it. If you know what I mean. So when it comes out, it kind of shoots out and then curls around. But the way it moved, I don't know. Look, man, I was just like, I did not think farts move like that.
Well, years ago, since we've been here for 20 years, we've done a lot of stupid things. And at one point in time, we actually got a gas reading meter.
The fartometer.
The fartometer. And it reads everything.
It's probably somewhere still in your box there.
From methane to sulfur.
Yeah, I would say what the major gases are of this particular fart, depending on what you ate, etc.
Correct. And I believe we got it from a place that services, gas meters and all those different things, and, people who are gas men, whatever. This is to detect if there's any gas in a room or whatever the deal is.
Generally, yeah.
But we used it, and it did light up.
Oh, yeah.
It worked. It actually did monitor the amount of sulfur, because it had a
there's
chart.
like methane, sulfur,
and something
like
else.
2 or 3 other ones in there. But yeah, imagine like, hey man, on this day you have more methane than sulfur, but generally that meant a less stinky fart. And then the ones that were heavy sulfur, everyone's like, yeah, we know because we can smell it.
Mm-hmm. And it was horrible.
Whatever happened to that thing? Do we have to give it back?
We had to give it back.
Oh.
It was an expensive piece of equipment.
No, it was.
They let us use it for a couple months, and they were like, actually, we need that back. But at least they told us ahead of time, hey, we need that back.
Yeah, that's a good point. After you farted on it.
Who farted, and what is the one you remember the most? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Michael. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
Short story here. Went to go hang out with a buddy of mine. Want to say it was summer in between either freshman, sophomore year in college. Was home for the summer. Went over drinking with him, but because I was home for the summer, still had to follow the parents' rules, right? Had to be home by midnight.
All right.
Went over, had pizza, drank a fifth of Absolute Citron, hanging out, was on the way home, realized what time it was, started speeding. State trooper pulled up behind me. I got real nervous. Farted, rolled the window down right about the time the cop walked up, and classic cop line of, "Where's the fire, son?" Good God, what the hell is that? And I looked at him with a real sad face, and I'm sorry, officer, I got diarrhea. I'm just trying to get home. And he goes, "Go, boy, go." And I turned around and walked away.
He let you go.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to deal with it. It was that bad. He was, no. So, there you go, guys. Just wanted to share.
Nice.
That is, I mean, that's kind of crazy.
It's got. I believe you.
Where's the fire?
Good Lord.
Good God, son.
Are you okay?
Jesus. Who farted, and what is the one that you remember the most? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Jason. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Real quick, excited to see you guys on Friday. Love both the beers.
Hey, right on, man.
Excellent.
Appreciate it.
So I was working in a call center and going through chemo. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced somebody going through chemo, but it messes up your insides.
Uh-oh.
So I was working. I let one go by the printer. About 15 to 20 minutes later, somebody goes to pull something off the printer and just walked into the cloud.
15 to 20 minutes.
I'm an honest man. Yes. It was no joke. I had taken a couple of phone calls. I was in a call center at the time. So it lingered. And I copped to it. I said, yeah, that was me. And the woman goes, "What did you eat?" And I said, "Hot Pockets." And from then on, while I worked at that job, my nickname was Hot Pocket.
All right.
Damn. What kind of chemo were you on at the time?
It was R-CHOP is what it's called. I had lymphoma. I had a 2-inch by 4-inch tumor in my pelvis.
Okay. So does that mean that it was all radiation, or did they give you seeds or any of that stuff?
No, IV every 3 weeks.
Oh, so you don't even go through a machine. It's just straight into your body.
Straight into your body, yep. And then the problem is the chemo kills the tumor, and your blood takes all the dead tumor and processes it out.
Yeah, I was going to say, does that include the smell of your urine, your stools? I mean, is everything coming out of your body, your burps, is everything just kind of tainted with that?
Oh, yeah, I could clog a toilet on a courtesy plush.
Damn. So I'm guessing you lost some weight on that diet.
No, I didn't actually. They put me on steroids, so you eat like a horse. Like, you're just constantly hungry.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Eat like a horse, fart like a trucker. What a wonderful combination.
Our question, who farted and what is the one that you remember the most? 206-803-ROCK.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
Plug in a Hyundai EV and the extraordinary happens. From the charge time and range in the Ioniq 5 and 6 to the adventurous spirit of the Kona Electric to the 601 horsepower Ioniq 5N. Hyundai EVs make the extraordinary electrifying. There's joy in every journey.
EPA estimated 303-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 5 SE SEL Limited rear-wheel drive and 361-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 6 SE long-range rear-wheel drive with fully charged battery. Actual range may vary. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Is your team at work feeling a little disconnected? Maybe the workflow's not flowing? Try Confluence by Atlassian. Confluence is the connected workspace where teams can create, organize, and deliver work like never before. In Confluence, teams can whiteboard their vision for any project, easily create or access the relevant pages and resources they need, and discover important context they might not even know they need. Plus, AI helps teams jumpstart brainstorms, organize information, and connect workflows, so teams can move efficiently and create alignment with ease. In fact, with Confluence, teams can see 5.2% average boost in productivity in 1 year. So if your team lacks confidence, try Confluence, the connected workspace where teams can do it all. Set knowledge free with Confluence. Learn more at Atlassian.com/confluence. That's ATLASSIAN.com/CONFLUENCE.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
I'm not exactly a tech genius, but I knew one thing for sure. If I wanted my small business to crush it, I needed a website that worked like a pro. And I needed it yesterday. Lucky for me, Bluehost made it ridiculously easy. With their AI design tools, building my website was a walk in the park. I could customize, optimize, and monetize everything exactly how I wanted. In just a few minutes, I had a secure site up and running. I couldn't believe how straightforward it was. And getting found online? Bluehost helped me with that too. I perfected my keywords and meta descriptions with their search engine tools. The AI even gave me suggestions to improve my pages. Now I can sit back, relax, and focus on my customers, while my website continues to rank higher and higher on Google. With their 30-day money-back guarantee, I wasn't worried about taking the plunge. And now I am so glad I did. Head over to Bluehost.com and build something special today.
I recently found out that you can see a personal dietitian covered by insurance. There's this platform called Nourish that will match you with a dietitian based on whatever your concerns are, whether that's weight loss, eating disorders, autoimmune conditions, or something else. They're actually a network with major insurance providers, so most patients pay $0 out of pocket. 94% of patients pay $0 out of pocket. Find your dietitian at usenourish.com. That's usenourish.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Fly Condor Airlines non-stop to Frankfurt and connect effortlessly to most European destinations. Relax and start your vacation in comfort. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today and book your next adventure.
Hey, anyone know what channel the game's on? We know. Download the Sports on What app today and always know how to watch the game. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Subscribe today to start your 7-day free trial. Sports on What? We know. 99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, a little programming note. Speaking of farting, tomorrow on this fine program at 4:30, we will do Ted's Peanut Potatoes. Now, the head chef, you are doing a little cooking. We all are doing a little cooking tomorrow, as we will be joined by members of the Daily Mix Morning Show for Ted's Meat Potatoes.
Yeah.
The idea is we are having an appetizer off, I guess, so to speak.
The super sides.
Super sides for the game on Sunday. So we each drew a food item randomly out of a hat.
We're downloading apps we like.
And we're not allowed to use a recipe. We just have to go based on what we believe to be the right way to cook these appetizers. So tomorrow on our program, we are all bringing in a dish. And the members of the Daily Mix Morning Show, they are going to judge our food items. Now, Ted, you are making a buffalo chicken dip.
Correct.
Have you started the process yet?
No.
You're going to make it tonight?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Steve?
I mean, mine's not that involved.
It is not.
It's not. And I have confidence in you on that.
Have
I
you
even
made it
told my
before?
wife, she's like, isn't that the one? I go, yeah. I said, look, I'm glad Ted's making that because I like buffalo chicken dip. And actually, I got the recipe that I make from you.
All right. So you know it pretty well just by
I know.
heart. From making it before.
I got mine top secret.
Yes.
Okay. Mike Hawk, you are making quesadillas.
Correct.
Do we know the meat that's going to be in the middle?
Gonna be chicken in there.
Chicken quesadillas.
Oh yeah.
Have you started the process yet?
I've worked out basically what my base recipe is going to be. Not a whole lot of processes need to happen just yet, but it's going to go down early tomorrow morning.
So you're making it tomorrow morning.
Oh yeah.
I'm bringing it in. Okay, Steve, how about you and your queso dip?
I will be preparing tonight for it. In fact, I pulled the chorizo out of the freezer this morning because it will have chorizo in it. But because it's a queso dip, I'm going to do it tomorrow morning before I cut it.
Okay, all right. And I've got meatballs. So the party...
I know you started your process.
Toothpick meatballs. Yes,
Are we reheating here?
That's what I'm doing.
I guess, because with queso dip, man,
I guess
gotta
mine can
reheat
be
it.
served cold, too.
Yeah, yours will be fine. Mike's will be fine. It'll be better hot. But the queso dip, I can't serve it.
I'm actually stopping by the wife by the in-laws tonight, picking up a little griddle that I'm planning on bringing in here. To
really?
One that I'm gonna make them here on scene. I can't drive those quesadillas up from Tacoma.
Okay, all right, man.
Okay, all right. But either way, probably a lot of farting tomorrow around 4:30.
Oh, I would think so.
With the head chef and Ted's Meat and Potatoes. Then
Friday's going to be farting.
Fridays. Oh, I feel if you join us at Black Raven on Friday, you might smell us.
Well, Friday morning, okay, we're getting in here early to be on the Daily Mix Morning Show because they are going to make their batch of appetizers, and then we get to judge them.
Well, one of the problems is that Miggs is a plant-based diet kind of guy.
That's why I'm talking about the farts.
That's what I'm saying, man, and that's going to be fart central. And same thing with Sarah, man. She doesn't eat meat.
No.
And she's making what?
Well, she's making mac and cheese.
Is she?
Granted, you could put bacon in there. There's other ways you could go about it, but
if you heard
for the
about
most
her
part-
cooking prowess, don't ask her to add anything. Just don't ask her to do anything more than just mac.
I am
and cheese.
scared to death that she is going to kill herself.
Yeah.
Just making macaroni and cheese.
I mean,
Did you hear the story about her leaving the gas on the stove, Ted?
I did not.
All
Okay.
she had to do, she said her husband, George, called her and said, hey, baby, I'm on my way home from work. And I believe he says like 20 minutes away, just put the pot of water on, and then I'll make dinner when I get home. But that way the water's hot. So she goes, that's what I did. I filled the pot with water, and they have a gas stove, and I turned it on. And she goes, I hear George open the front door, and he comes racing up the stairs. Because all he could smell was gas, because the flame never took to the gas. So she's just shooting gas in the kitchen for like 20 minutes. And she said, like, George really freaked out. And I'm like, why are you yelling at him? And he's like, I'm not yelling.
She could have killed everybody in the damn house.
I don't want you to die. So she said, and I told him, I'm never going to boil water for you again. And I'm thinking, well, you never
didn't
did.
boil it.
You never did.
Yeah.
There is no again.
You didn't even check to see if it was even getting hot.
It was just a pot of water sitting over a gas leak.
Then she asked why you put the macaroni and cheese in the oven, because it's already cooked.
Yeah, seriously.
Don't tell her.
I tried to explain it on the show to her yesterday, because she said, man, she goes, he boiled it. So I guess George on Monday, I believe, made mac and cheese so she could watch his process, right? So he's like pointing at the measuring cup and whatever he puts in there and all this kind of thing. And she goes, yeah, after he boiled the pasta, he put it in the oven. Yeah. And I thought there was more to it. And I realized she was done with her sentence. And I said, well, yeah, he's making mac and cheese. And she goes, well, why would you put it in the oven if the pasta's already hot? And by the way, in case anyone thinks she was just messing with me.
No, she was not.
She wasn't. I mean, honest to God, she was.
So
like,
I'm terrified to try this.
Yeah, it's gonna be the worst mac and cheese on earth. I'm just
so
letting
you might
you know
even
now.
make it to Black Raven in Woodinville on Friday afternoon. I'm not even sure how this is going to go down.
Well, we'll be fine. She might just burn down the house.
That is very true.
But tomorrow, we'll start step one of this. On Ted's Meat and Potatoes, we bring the dishes in the Daily Mix Morning Show. They will go and judge our creations. Okay, our question, who farted, and what is the one that you remember the most? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Don. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola!
Hola!
All right, so when I was younger, we used to have a contest of who could do this, because I was really good at it. People would say, "No, I'm better," or whatnot. But I used to make all my own beef jerkies and hard-boiled eggs, pickled eggs, and we used to eat golatin. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's a rolled meat roll with cabbage and pickles and mustard and stuff. And I kind of fine-tuned it down to where I could just process somebody's salad, and they would just be floored. They started calling me Primo Huevo. Right? And then, so they would come in and smell this when I would process, because I know they'd be coming. I'd set them up, and they hit them they stopped like they hit a glass sliding door and turn around. Oh, my God. And it's like you with the milkshakes, bro.
Yeah, man.
What is up with everybody eating all this cabbage?
Oh, my, well, it's because it's a German dish. And,
I know that. But
yeah, special to it.
But if you're not German, you go, oh, I eat kimchi out the yin yang. I'm like, geez, a whiz, guys.
I mean, look,
I like kraut too, but
well, I mean, German dish is obviously going to have a lot more of it. If you have a Korean dish, you'd expect a lot more kimchi,
right?
But I was at Korean Barbecue Friday. I was down in kimchi.
And what was the effect the next day? Like, were you reminded that you had kimchi the next day?
I can't. This is one of those things. I'm not going to put it on the kimchi or the green.
There's a lot of
sprouts.
suspects.
Yeah, it's like $30. All you can eat.
So were you? Is that the place where you were grilling your own meat?
Yeah, in the middle of the table.
How was that?
Awesome.
Was it good?
Yeah, man.
Was it barbecue, like with sauce on it? They give you sauce to put on there or what?
There is and I like it. They just call it dipping sauce.
Right.
But basically,
so
they have like a little like salad bar with like the little accoutrements, right? Like kimchi, like what did I just say? The bean sprouts or whatever,
Right.
like pickled. There's like some spicy other stuff. I like oranges. And then, yeah, you order like 2 meats, and then you grill it, and then you just eat it. You get a bowl of rice, but stay away from the rice. You don't want to fill up on that.
What were you eating today, man? It smelled good.
I just had a little bit of chicken teriyaki, but I put 1 chicken wing in there.
Okay,
so
so
it might have been that one
I'm
fried
like,
chicken wing.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It was like broccoli, a little bit of it. Like, that place has a thing of chicken wings. So, look, I'm going to get 1 chicken wing.
That's why I was confused, because I saw the chicken wing, but the angle you had it just looked like a piece of fried chicken. And I'm like, that's weird smelling fried chicken. Like, it smells good. I've just never smelled a piece of chicken that smelled like that. That's why I was wondering, man, what is he eating? That's good.
Who farted, and what is the one you remember the most? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Zach. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
What's going on, boys?
How are you,
anyways, this is about the first time that I ever had sex with my ex-girlfriend. So we went on a date, went to a Mariners game, got pretty drunk, and got back in her car, and we had to find a place to, get down to business. So we get down to business, and I start taking off my pants. You know, when you're in the back seat of a car trying to get down to business, it's kind of an awkward situation anyways. You're really kind of crammed up in there.
Sure.
So I'm kind of just bunched up, and I just let out just one of those loud, it just sounds like it's going to itch when it dries part.
Yeah.
You know, and then she just looks at me, and she just goes, nice, Zach, and proceeds to let me get down to business anyways. And I knew right there you were freaking one.
I mean, are the car windows closed?
At that point, they were closed because it was cold as hell outside.
Okay. And how long did you date her?
I ended up dating her for about 5 years.
Wow, man.
All right. That's not bad.
All right. That first date, and you farted all in the car. Did it smell?
Oh, yeah, I decimated, dude. I absolutely destroyed it.
Okay.
That's the word. Like, it's one thing if someone hears it, because a lot of times you make a decision, like, all right, I can fart and everyone hears it, but it won't stink, or I can try to sneak one out and you just know for whatever reason
that's
going to smell bad. But when it's loud and it stinks, like then people actually get mad at you, man. Told you I farted on a plane years ago. No one knew it was me, but there was an old dude sitting in front of me, and I knew it'd be bad. I did not know it'd be as bad as it was, and it was thick, man. Like, and it was bad. And you know, when people are on a plane, they're already irritated, and I can kind of tell where it's drifting because everyone starts looking at each other, right? You want that recognition that, like, are you smelling this too, kind of thing. And I remember the woman sitting across the aisle from me. We make eye contact, and she's basically telegraphing, like, you smell this too. So I kind of roll my eyes and look disgusted. And she rolls her eyes, and, like, the people in the row behind us, everyone, they start looking. Everyone's angry. I don't know exactly how it's happened, but the old dude sitting in front of me seemed to get all the stares.
Yeah.
Just because he's old. So I think everyone just assumed, all right, this old man slipped on a fart. But this was about halfway through the flight. So it's about an hour and a half of this. So at this point, I'm like, everyone's mad at this dude. My stomach's still rumbling. So basically, I farted through, like, this whole flight. Even my wife, who's sitting next to me, irritated with the guy in front. I'm just like, look, man, he's an old man. Don't make a scene about it. Just let it go, right? Plane lands. Finally get off the plane, walking to the airport. My wife pulls me aside, and she's like, was that you? I'm like, yeah, man, that was absolutely me, but everyone was mad at the old guy, so I wasn't saying anything. Yeah. She's like, I figured it out about halfway through, like, I'm pretty sure it's my husband doing this. So I'm like, just take it easy, baby.
Speaking of, a New Zealand couple who say they were subjected to a drooling, snorting, and farting dog on a long flight, they got a $1,500 refund for their trouble.
Damn.
Gil and Warren Press say they asked to switch their premium seats mid-flight from Paris to Singapore.
Damn.
Because the smell from the dog's cheese cutting was so strong. Now, at the time, the only seats available were back in economy. They said, absolutely, we'll take them. Singapore Airlines eventually refunded them the difference in the price between their seats.
We'd like a downgrade, please.
They say the principle was not about the money. It was truly about making people accountable. Gil told the Insider they'll donate money to a New Zealand charity that provides guide dogs for the blind. They say the airline should have gotten them or given them a heads up that they'd be next to the dog, which appeared to be, they say, a bulldog mix. Oof. The passenger could have the dog out in the aisle because they couldn't get the trolleys through, so had to come in further, which meant his head was under my husband's feet. My husband was in shorts and was getting the dog's saliva goo on his leg. Our question, who farted and what is the one you remember the most? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Kate. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So I had moved out to Seattle from Chicago for this job. And I was brand new, first month in, and I'm staying late at the office to work on something. And the boss swings by to, check in, see how everything's going. And we're sitting there talking, and I start to smell, this awful fart. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, I can't believe my boss just farted in front of me. And he's kind of giving me, this weird look as well. And it's getting worse and worse. And this guy comes in these maintenance overalls, passes through, and I'm thinking, that guy couldn't have done it. He didn't crop dust us because we started smelling this beforehand. But it's getting worse and worse to the point where I'm like, did my boss have an accident? What is going on? And he's getting, more and more of a concerned look on his face. And finally, it's getting to where we're both like, oh, my gosh, what is happening? A sewer line had broken right outside my office window.
Oh, okay.
Now, as you guys are both standing there smelling this, and like you said, it's getting worse, And clearly your faces are telegraphing that you're aware this is going on. Do you guys actually say anything to each other about the smell, or did someone tell you the sewer line busted and then you say, oh?
No, it was a super awkward conversation. We're both just like thinking the other one has just dropped something toxic on each other. But then it got to the point where no human being could ever have produced the smell on their own. And then he checked outside real quick, ran outside the door, and he was like, yeah, okay, we got a problem. You guys should pack up and go home. The sewer line just broke.
He's probably standing there thinking, the Windy City, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
All right. I'm going to bring that here with you.
That's the worst, man. And like I said, I'll crop dust an elevator. I just think it's funny because I know at some point someone's gotten on there. And it's happened to me where I get on the elevator, you're like, God damn it, man. But the worst is someone else has farted on the elevator, and now you're trapped on there, right? But you're by yourself. And then it stops on another floor, and someone gets on. And I'm like, it's not me. Like that, because like I said, whatever it is.
But you fart before you get on every elevator you get on.
Sometimes, or I'll fart on the elevator right before I get off. Those are the funny ones.
If you're in vicinity of an elevator, you will either fart outside of it, in it, or on the way out.
Well, I'll do it outside of the elevator when we're in the lobby because I know the security desk is right around the corner, and you know they can hear it. And for some reason, I find that funny.
But if you have an office, if you have any place, I mean, you couldn't see a coworker for 3 hours. If you fart in that office, someone's going to stand in your doorwell. And have a question to ask you and want to come in. It's just like it's almost like a calling.
It is. Like, look, post-COVID, man, it's not like anybody really comes to this building, certainly not our floor much. Like 3 years ago, nobody's here ever, just us. And it's right before the show. Our little office kitchen is across from the studio. So I stop, I lift my leg, I do one of the, because I'm trying to be nice and not bring it in here, right? And then I hear this coffee cup sit down on the counter directly behind me. I turned around, and our coworker Sarah's standing there, kind of laughing, and I'm like, Sarah, I did not know that you were standing there. She's like, yeah, I figured as much.
Yep. A couple years ago, man, I'm going for teeth cleaning. I'm one of two people in there. There are 4 chairs in between me and the other person getting their teeth cleaned. The dental hygienist, shocker, who was cleaning my teeth, complete smoke show.
Right.
All right. I'm about halfway through the cleaning, and I smell one of the worst farts I've ever smelled. Now,
and your mouth is open.
My mouth is open, and I've got to hold my mouth open, and I'm still, but because of that, I'm kind of breathing more through my nose.
Yeah,
and it was like God, it was, and it just kind of, it just because the way they lean your head back. I mean,
you're just in it, man.
Well, you're right on the butt level of the stool that she's sitting on while she's cleaning your teeth.
Yeah, there's not much you could do,
and it was horrible. Now, again,
do you indicate to her like, look, I'm not trying to embarrass you, but I know you farted, and that is okay, but I'm uncomfortable because my mouth is hanging open.
Well, she also had on one of those surgical masks that were like the pro jobs. She's got the protective glasses on. I mean, and she had a face shield that came down as well, like the plastic ones that come down.
Does she think that her farts don't stink because she can't smell them?
Well, I don't know if she realized how bad it was for someone without a face mask on and with their mouth wide open. Because I just kept thinking, like,
oh, my God.
Who farted and what is the one you remember the most? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Ken. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello, gentlemen. Hola.
Hola.
Well, I have a hard one and I have a smelly one. The hard one, you remember the Southwest commercial, You Want to Get Away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're at the SeaTac airport. I'm with my daughter. She's 16. Have my arm around her. And all of a sudden, I had to let one go, and I thought it was going to be an SBD, so I lifted my right leg up a little bit, and all of a sudden, it just ripped. And we're standing around, everybody waiting to board the plane. My daughter bolted. She goes, Dad. And then the guy behind me goes, whoa. Like, and then all I could do is stare at the floor and just laugh my ass off because I knew all these people were going to come and sit on the same plane I was getting in.
Okay.
So, I mean, it was a want to get away moment because I was totally embarrassed.
Well, yeah. You did this in line as you're waiting to board the plane.
Yeah, I was out in the hallway and everybody crowded around waiting to board the plane. I had people all around me. And I just let it go, and my daughter just busted me big time. She goes, Dad, and bolted from me, and the dude behind me gave it away, saying, "Whoa!" So I was stuck. I was stuck between a rock and a hard place.
What are you going to do, man? Oh, boy. I know people fart all the time in the airport, not in line to get on the... I've crop dusted in the Skyway once you get past the agent, because I just had to fart, and like, man, it's probably better to do it in a little Skyway than it is to save it for the plane.
There is wind getting in there, and doors are opening.
Okay,
that seems better than the plane.
Yeah, I didn't want to, but I had to.
Who farted, and what is the one that you remember the most? 206-803-ROCK.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. When that pipe starts to trickle and you're in a real pickle, call Pinky. When that burst pipe starts to smell ripe, call Pinky. When your water heater's shot and it won't get hot, call Pinky. When you get home to a flood, call your best bud. Pinky's Plumbing to the rescue. No job is too big or too small. Pinky's does it all. So when your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
What is Dax, are you?
Tracking all our cars on Carvana Value Tracker on all our devices? Yes, Kristen, yes, I am.
Well, I've been looking for my phone for...
In Dax's domain, we see all. So we always know what our cars are worth.
All of them?
All of them. Value surge, trucks up 3.9%.
That's a great offer.
I know. Sell?
Sell.
Track your car's value with Carvana Value Tracker today.
So I used Gemini for the first time the other day, and the most impressive thing to me was just talking to it. You go live with it, and then it's just like you're having a conversation. You can just talk about your day or have it explain something to you or start brainstorming ideas. Let me give you an example. I pretended I have a job interview coming up and asked it to help me prep for the interview. It immediately started suggesting common questions I might get asked. Then I started talking through my answers out loud, and it would give me feedback. And it's all happening in real time, like I'm talking to a career coach or something. That's just what I tried first, but you can talk to it about anything. And I honestly think that's the magic of it, how you can just have this back and forth, and it's all seamless. If you haven't tried it yet, it's definitely worth checking out. You'll see what I mean.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
99.9 KISW. The men's room returns with Miles and Thrill.
Who Sucks Last coming up at 4:30 right after emails on our question, who farted and what is the one that you remember the most? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Dave. Welcome to the men's room. Hello, Dave. No, Dave. Goodbye, Dave. Hello, Chase. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bicholas.
Hola.
So, 36 years old. I feel like I'm a pretty good connoisseur of farts nowadays. Just after working at the mountain, sweaty mountain farts, or like lighting them on fire and all that jazz. But my most memorable fart was my ex-girlfriend and I are getting busy or whatever, and get done making out. And then I think she's going to go down on me, but she gives me this weird look. It's my little crap. So she goes to the side of the bed to Ralph, and when she Ralphs, I'm like behind her just to try to comfort her or whatever, and then she rips one right into my face.
Oh, damn. Okay. What did you guys have for dinner?
I don't even know. So, yeah. That's all I got, man.
Okay. All right. That's all I got.
Oh, yeah.
Got a girlfriend. Just farted in my face.
I don't think if I ever farted in someone's face.
I've never.
Oh, I have.
You have?
I can remember exactly. It's like 4th or 5th grade.
All right.
One of those days, for whatever reason, we're watching cartoons in class, like old Donald Duck stuff.
Yeah.
And we were laughing so hard. I mean, I'm still friends with him sort of on Facebook. Hard Deep was in my class. And I leaned over. Or no, he leaned over. He was laughing so hard. And as he leaned over, his face was right there, and I farted. And then everybody else started laughing even more, and we're like, Ted farted in Hardeep's face. I bet he doesn't even remember it. But
I
to
bet
me,
he does.
It is clear as day. I can remember that. We were friends. I mean, we went to grade school the whole time, so we were always friends. But, yeah, I was just like, oh, man. But
you farted on Hardeep, man.
I know. He's a good dude. But, in 4th grade, it's not an excuse. I was just laughing so hard I farted.
I don't think the last time I laughed so hard I farted. I feel like when you're a kid, that just seems to happen.
Yeah, like I've seen kids do it. Yeah, it's just like, all right.
Who farted and what is the one that you remember the most? 206-803-ROCK.
I mean, a good question for like a popular stand-up comedian.
What's that?
Like, do people fart? You ever make them laugh so hard they fart?
You would hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's the ultimate. Like, you said it funny.
Somebody craps their pants. I'm ending the set.
Yeah. I'm out. Hello, Carl. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
I got one along the lines of what Ted was just talking about. Going to kindergarten, there was a girl in my class. We were like rivals all the way through grade school. I mean, she would do something, and I would try and get her back, vice versa. So one day, and I was after nap time or whatever, I'm getting up off the floor, and I just ripped a big one. And she had to let the whole class know who did it, how long it lasted, all that. And I was so embarrassed. So, give or take 4 or 5 years, we're in like maybe the 6th grade now. All of a sudden, she's out, comes in from recess, and she's the only one in the hallway. And I mean, she rips one, and it resonated all the way down through all the other classes. And I figured, this is my chance. I'm finally going to get redemption. And you know what? I manned up, and I didn't say a word. I looked at her, and she looked at me when she came through the door, and we were friends from that day on.
The fact that you didn't lost her.
No more picking on each other, nothing.
Okay.
So that's what broke the ice, you not diming her out for her disgusting fart in the hallway.
That was a very valuable lesson I learned that day.
Obviously, you still remember it. I don't remember anything from the 6th grade.
Yeah, I don't remember much about 6th grade.
No, I don't. Who farted and what is the one you remember the most? 206-803-ROCK.
Like 6th grade's pretty easy to remember stuff.
I'm struggling. I'm trying to. Who was my teacher? Man.
I mean, we won the Little League Championship.
I remember my 4th grade teacher.
God damn it, so did I. 6th grade, were they just giving them out?
That was the
sixth
last
graders?
year. That was the last year Little League. So I remember last year.
I guess you're right, yeah. Right, because then the next year you start playing like 90-foot bases and stuff.
And that's why I remember that, because that was the end of it.
Miss Corning.
I cannot think of I can't even picture their face right now, which is weird. I can go back to 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade for sure, 'cause she was a smoke show. 4th grade, she was not. 5th grade, Miss Buckowitz, she hated me, I hated her. That was established from day one. I cannot remember my 6th grade teacher, man.
Mine was Miss Edwards. She was not very friendly.
Who the hell was my teacher? Why can I not think? I think of every grade, but for whatever reason, 6th grade, there's nothing there.
Huh. Who farted and where? What is the one that you remember the most? 206-803-ROCK.
Well, 6th grade to me seemed to be kind of the beginning of middle school.
Yeah. It's a significant grade. I just, honest to God, like, I don't know if it's a male or female. For whatever reason, there is nothing in my memory about my 6th grade teacher.
I also remember from 5th grade to 6th grade, we had somehow sexual education made a lot more sense, and you stopped believing things. I can't say on the air what we used to believe, but I'm pretty sure every little boy thought the same thing.
And I hated some of it because I remember sitting in, I think it was 5th or 6th grade, but we, one of the old movies. And talking about, sex education and all this. And they specifically point out that boys around your age now get uncontrollable erections. And I remember the guy saying this. I'm like, he's right. But I just remember every girl in the class started looking at the lap of every boy in the class, which just made it worse. Because some kids, I mean, I happened to not have an erection in that moment, but some of the kids did. You just see the girls like cover their mouths and point. It's like, why would you say that out loud, man?
Well, and in
you're
my
begging
grade school,
for people to stare down at your groin.
Right, I can't remember if it was Monday or Fridays. Basically, instead of having to wear navy pants, you were allowed to wear navy sweatpants.
Bad idea in your teens.
Right, so I did it every Friday I could, and then I must have been in high school or just out of high school, ran into a girl I went to grade school with, and she was like, oh, yeah, we could tell. Jesus. All right.
Yeah. Hello, Lorenzo. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
So, some time ago, we got a wedding invitation to go to a wedding down to Santa Monica, and I was just like, oh, God, I want to go to a wedding. Well, one of the caveats to it was, hey, we got to go to Disneyland. Disneyland, it's like we got to take the kids there, So, once you get past the just amount of money that you pay to get into the door, you're just like, okay, it's time to have a good day. So, we do everything, comes around to dinner time. There's this Cajun place that we made a reservation at. And when I got inside, I looked at the menu and I was just like, fried chicken. This is it's like a good idea or a bad idea. Well, I went with the fried chicken. It was delicious. Well, about 20 minutes after eating fried chicken, it felt like there was a spider monkey in my stomach trying to claw its way out. And so, I'm trying to, keep my composure and be good till the end of the day. And, we're watching the closing down parade and the fireworks. And I was just like, okay, I had to fart so bad but it was one of those farts where it could go really bad or it could be very relieving. And so I was just like very slowly as things were wrapping up, I squeaked one out. But it was one of those ones where it was instantaneously just the worst thing you could smell.
Oh, yeah.
So I did it, and I'm just like, oh, man. Well, as soon as I did it, I looked behind me, and there was this girl walking by, and she immediately pulled her shirt up over her face and had the most ghastly look. And then I looked at my wife, and I'm like, why did you fart? But we all thought it was like we all just started cracking up. But that girl, I mean, just in this like 5-foot circumference was just a dead zone.
A dead zone. You're right, man. Sometimes you can't predict how bad it's going to smell, but you are shocked at how quickly it smells bad, right? It's just like, and it is instant and it is thick, and you're like, there's nothing I can do. And then there's other ones where, I don't know, man, like you fart and you're like, all right, not so bad. And then 30 seconds later, it finds itself, so to speak, and you're like, oh my God, man.
Who farted, and what is the one that you remember the most? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Russ. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, niños.
Hola.
Hey, I got a good one for you. So I was on patrol with the Coast Guard up in the Bering Sea. I shared a stateroom with 3 other guys, and the sleeping area in our stateroom was 2 bunks, 2 sets of bunks, and divided by like 3 feet in this 12 by 12 area, and we had a bathroom off the side. But we're laying there sleeping. About 11 o'clock at night, everybody has their privacy curtains pulled, and this guy who kind of reminds me of Joe Pesci, very animated, pops his head out from under his curtain, and he goes, oh, my Lord, am I the only one that smells that? And this big old hairy chief that sleeps below him had silently farted. Oh. And the other 2 of us popped our head out from under our curtains. We're like, what? And it just punched us in the nose. We're like, oh, Rick. And he's down there just giggling like a schoolgirl because he had cut the worst smelling fart you ever smelled.
Was he at least awake when he did it, or was it a sleep fart?
Yeah, he was. And he's down there giggling, and we're like, dude, you need to hit the head. Like, go let that go.
Beast out.
Flush it down.
Yeah, go somewhere, man.
That's what you tell your kids when they do that, man. Go use the bathroom now.
Yeah, you can just tell by the sound. Like, bro, come on. Because my son loves to fart because, well, he's a boy. And I like to fart, too. But so Hello was running to the living room and just the loudest, most explosive farts, right? Finds it funny, drives his mom crazy. And Chilo, he learns it from you. I'm like, I know, but it is mildly funny. But there was one, again, jumps in the living room. This is what he does, blocks TV, has his legs and arms out like he's about to do a jumping jack. I know he's going to fart, and he farts. And then the look on his face, I said, just go change your underwear, man. Because it was a big, but the look on it was just sheer horror.
Splash down.
I was like, see, man, that's what happens. You keep doing this. Sooner or later, you're going to lose one. I'm like, it's cool. Just go change your underwear.
Well, it's like I always say, there's some of those mornings where you've had a rough night. And you're like, I don't want to get up. And then you fart. You're like, I got to get up right now.
I've got to do it. Yeah. Man, it's like 3 months ago or something. I wake up. Wife's not in bed. No big deal. She's usually up before me. Walk out in the living room. She's just sitting in the living room. I mean, just bags under her eyes. Looks all tired. And looks annoyed at me. You know, and I'm like, what, dude? You know, like, we went to bed. It's the morning. And nothing's happened. She was like, you farted all night in your sleep. I'm like, well, did it wake you up? She's like, I didn't hear any of them. But she's like, it was like every 3 minutes. And then I'm trying to move the covers off and all that. And she's like, then the entire room stunk. So she's like, I just haven't gone back to sleep. I'm like, I'm sorry, babe. Like, hey, man, I didn't know. But she's like, I don't know what you ate last night. And I don't remember, to be honest with you. But
how long ago was it?
Maybe 3-4 months ago.
All right. I was saying a couple weeks ago, maybe it was the falafel day.
Oh, man. Yeah.
That will get you. So will hummus.
It did.
Hummus is the one.
Any kind of garbanzo bean.
And it's hard not.
But I ate
like,
both.
and it's hard, like. I'm one of those people. It's just a struggle to just have like a couple dips of hummus.
Yeah.
Like I got some chips. We're gonna eat some hummus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the next morning, it's just like, oh.
It did not take me until the next morning, man. You know what gets me, and I forget this every time. I like Alfredo sauce. I do, but I mean it's just heavy whipping cream, right? And I'll think about it with milkshakes, any kind of dairy product. Well, not cheese or anything, but for whatever, I never ever remember that Alfredo sauce tears me up quicker and worse than anything else. So. We'll make it, and I'm like, oh, yeah. And I'm going back for seconds, you know what I mean? And I swear to God, it is 20 minutes later. I'm like, I'm going to go sit on the toilet for about the next hour and a half.
Yeah.
It's just, it is awful. I got to remember this.
Who farted, and what is the one you remember the most? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, T. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, guys. Hola.
Hola.
Hey, guys. So I just wanted to come on here, and first of all, we love the show.
Oh, thank you.
But I got to let you know. So I'm a curvy Latina mama. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not shy about it. I know who I am. But I got this 13-year-old son who sometimes he needs to be cut down to size, and sometimes I'll go into Target and I'll fart real, just rip it, man, and I'll blame it on him. I'll blame it and walk away. And when I say I rip it, like something's clapping back there. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Something's clapping.
And nobody suspects me. Nobody.
Okay.
Now, does he know? In other words, if you go into the store with him now, is he hesitant to even walk in with you now, knowing that you might drop one on him?
Oh yeah, and he'll stand 12 feet back and tell his friends to as well. I'll do it in front of his friends.
Okay.
Jesus.
I respect that,
Blame it
man.
on him.
Yep.
Still blame it on him, yeah.
Jesus.
Damn, man.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
Stop that, son.
Who farted? What is one you remember the most? 206-803-ROCK.
Guess who it is, Ted?
James.
James, welcome to the men's room.
What's up, y'all? What's up? How's everyone doing?
We're doing great, man. How about you?
Good, not too bad. Just got off work.
Nice.
So yeah, this one's I fart in front of my wife all the time. Whatever, she's used to it, not used to it. We got a can of spray in the middle of the bed just in case. But
all right,
she knew this going into the relationship that I'm a gassy guy. So her brother recently got married not too long ago, and she is from Hue, Vietnam. It's a small little town. And over there in Vietnam. And so I think it was last summer, she likes to stream back home on the Facebook Live so all of her family and friends can see what she's doing, in America and whatnot. And we're out playing badminton in the backyard. And, I try to be nice about it. When I got to fart, I'm just going to fart. I don't really care. Kids are there, wife's there, brother-in-law's there. Who cares? So I back away from where we are. And I lift my leg and just let a fat one rip. And everyone starts laughing and pointing behind me. And I look behind me, and her phone streaming live to Hue, Vietnam is right behind me. So all of her family, her grandmothers, her dad, her mom, everyone, all her sisters know me by the guy who farts in the camera.
Aha.
All right.
Is that a positive or a negative?
I mean, I'm famous over in a small town in Vietnam, so
Okay,
I mean, that's kind of cool.
Have you visited the town yet?
I'm kind of afraid to because of, it's kind of like my sister-in-law said I might be like a basketball player there because I'll be that famous. Like everybody knows the black guy that's in Vietnam, that farted in the camera. So.
Yeah, I mean, when you boil it down to that, yeah.
Pretty easy to spot.
Hell, man, I'd go. They might have signs waiting for you when you get there. Like, we know you. You fart man.
Who farted? What is the one you remember the most? 206-803.
I have a buddy that worked in China for a while for Boeing, right? He was painting planes over there. But they were in some very, just cities that, American tourists don't generally go to.
Yeah.
And everybody told him, hey, you got to get used to the fact that, when you're in a restaurant, kids will stare.
Right.
Adults, they are shocked to see you in there.
Didn't you say Mario's at South Africa?
Oh, my God, yeah.
It's just part of the culture, so they just
This guy was staring at me for 20 minutes. I mean, and he did not eye contact.
I mean, was there any expression on his face?
No, none. I was like, okay, is he going to kill me?
Right. That's so
Jesus,
weird.
man.
Hello, Jason. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Well, hey there. First-time caller. Thank you, guys. I listen to you every day.
Oh, thank you, man.
Nice.
So, yeah, my story is, as a few years ago, right before the Space Needle got renovated, I was working there as a busser, and it was switching times between days and nights. So all the people eating were gone, and I'm just there bussing tables, cleaning, and I'm by myself. I'm in there by myself. And then I was drinking pretty heavily the night before, a lot of beer, and I let one out, and as soon as I let it out, I had to clear the room. I went to the other side of the Space Needle, and from the other side, I just hear a server say, "What the F is that?" And I was embarrassed. But that was a couple minutes after I had left.
And you don't even have the crop dust because that thing's spinning around,
Right.
so it'll just take care of it all on its own, right?
Pretty much, yeah. It got the whole freaking place, and thank God we didn't have service for another hour, but I probably would have evacuated the whole place.
Jason, when I worked at Chi-Chi's, right? So I worked as a dishwasher. I'm not on the wait staff, but it is late night. We are trying to close, all right? So I want to say, we've already officially closed, but there's this one four-top table that's just kind of straggling. They're finishing up their drinks, whatever, but they're just chit-chatty. So the waiter that's waiting on them, they're getting kind of impatient. I cannot get these people to leave. Everything. They'll keep ordering another drink, whatever. So our busboy there, they gave him $20. They said, hey, man. So, the busboy's out there obviously clearing the other tables, putting up chairs. They're not taking that hint. This busboy, he may have eaten glue. He may have been in the womb for 19 months. I don't know. He was a little off. But anyway, they handed him $20 to walk by the table and fart. And I'm like, there's no way he does it. And this man walks out, walks right by this table, and his ass is at face level and just... But he keeps walking by them like he wasn't doing it on purpose. And honestly, God, they were like, can we get our check, please? I mean, it works like a charm, man. This dude, it was unbelievable.
Well, you got to do something, right? It's easier, last call, Sybil's, the bartender yells last call, then you got to leave.
Yeah.
But it always shocks me when people are in restaurants. It's look, I know it's only 10, but if they're putting up the chairs and everything.
The chairs are going up. They're trying to tell you, please leave.
And generally at that point, there's other places open. You can go.
That's why they send Farty McButtox there to go out there and get rid of them.
Who Sucks Last is coming up at 4:30, and we've got your emails on the way next from the men's room at KISW.com.
Plug in a Hyundai EV and the extraordinary happens. From the charge time and range in the Ioniq 5 and 6 to the adventurous spirit of the Kona Electric to the 601 horsepower Ioniq 5N. Hyundai EVs make the extraordinary electrifying. There's joy in every journey.
EPA estimated 303-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 5 SE SEL Limited rear-wheel drive and 361-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 6 SE long-range rear-wheel drive with fully charged battery. Actual range may vary. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Is your team at work feeling a little disconnected? Maybe the workflow's not flowing? Try Confluence by Atlassian. Confluence is the connected workspace where teams can create, organize, and deliver work like never before. In Confluence, teams can whiteboard their vision for any project, easily create or access the relevant pages and resources they need, and discover important context they might not even know they need. Plus, AI helps teams jumpstart brainstorms, organize information, and connect workflows, so teams can move efficiently and create alignment with ease. In fact, with Confluence, teams can see 5.2% average boost in productivity in 1 year. So if your team lacks confidence, try Confluence, the connected workspace where teams can do it all. Set knowledge free with Confluence. Learn more at Atlassian.com/confluence. That's ATLASSIAN.com/CONFLUENCE.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
I'm not exactly a tech genius, but I knew one thing for sure. If I wanted my small business to crush it, I needed a website that worked like a pro. And I needed it yesterday. Lucky for me, Bluehost made it ridiculously easy. With their AI design tools, building my website was a walk in the park. I could customize, optimize, and monetize everything exactly how I wanted. In just a few minutes, I had a secure site up and running. I couldn't believe how straightforward it was. And getting found online? Bluehost helped me with that too. I perfected my keywords and meta descriptions with their search engine tools. The AI even gave me suggestions to improve my pages. Now I can sit back, relax, and focus on my customers, while my website continues to rank higher and higher on Google. With their 30-day money-back guarantee, I wasn't worried about taking the plunge. And now I am so glad I did. Head over to Bluehost.com and build something special today.
Auto insurance rates are on the rise, which is why you should call Vern Fonk Insurance. Vern Fonk could save you up to 20% on your auto insurance. The pros at Vern Fonk will do all the work, comparing different plans to find you the best options. And they can insure you over the phone. One call to Vern Fonk could save you up to 20%. Call 206-408-5094. 206-408-5094.
Remember to honk when you drive by Vern Fonk.
Restrictions apply based on a Q3 2023 study of Vern Fonk insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number 1070622.
I've been working with a Nourish dietitian for the last 6 months, and it's been life-changing. I've lost weight, healed my relationship with food, and have way more energy. Working with a dietitian online to create a personalized nutrition plan was so easy thanks to Nourish. The best part? I pay $0 out of pocket because Nourish accepts hundreds of insurance plans. 94% of patients pay $0 out of pocket. Find your dietitian at usenourish.com. That's usenourish.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Hey, anyone know what channel the game's on? We know. Download the Sports on What app today and always know how to watch the game. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Subscribe today to start your 7-day free trial. Sports on What? We know.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Coming up here in just minutes at 4:30. the return of Who Sucks Less. But first time for a few emails to the men's room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
And since it's National Fart Day, a few from our question. But Jolos, a couple of years ago, I had just started my current job working on posted JBLM in a warehouse. I'm the only female working there at the time, and I was standing around in one of the bays with my coworkers. We're just waiting for the day to start. I don't remember what I ate the night before, but I let a silent one slip, and oh Lord, did it reek. I wasn't sure how my new coworkers would react, so I just kept quiet, pretending not to notice anything. Finally, a few of my coworkers noticed the odor. Their faces began expressing what they were thinking. One of my coworkers, John, he turned and accused me and the other coworker, Harry, of being the one who dealt it because he had just John, because he had just started a new carnivore diet, also because only a Marine can fart that bad. Harry kept refusing it was him, and the two began to go back and forth, repeating their accusal and denial until Harry's face was beet red, and you could tell by his tone he was getting upset. I started staring at John with a big smile on my face until he looked at me and finally realized it was me and not Harry. I just slowly nodded my head while giggling. It was me. I would also roll up and lock the windows of my car when I was mad at my ex and had to fart. That from Leslie in Bonnie Lake.
Damn, Leslie.
Guys, name's Josh. I'm from Gig Harbor. First off, love the show. I'm out drinking one day. It was a long day. Put down 22s of Mickey's Ice like it was the end of the world. I was stupid and got behind the wheel. Got stopped for a headlight out. When I got to jail in the booking process, I got my revenge. The poor CEO that had the job of checking prison purses got a full face full of the smelliest farts I have ever let go. I couldn't help but laugh a little. He ran out of the room and yelled, "You have 1 minute to get dressed." I almost felt bad for the Pierce County Corrections Officer. I'm sure he still remembers that inspection. Have a great day, guys. That from Josh. Got two. First one, elementary school. Lined up to do math problems on the chalkboard. Being on the shorter side, I needed a step stool to reach. As soon as I step up, a surprise fart escapes. Right in the face of the girl behind me. Who had a crush on at the time. Second one, 19, working at Target. Felt one brewing. I go back to the stockroom area with all the clothing to muffle the sound. I get to the end of one of the aisles and let loose. When I say this fart was bad, it was death. Made my eyes water. I was making my escape, and from the opposite direction I was going, I hear, "Oh, God." It cleared out the entire stockroom. That's what I learned my body does not like Miracle Whip. Haven't touched it since. I'm 52 now. See you guys on Friday.
Nice.
That from Chris. Couple more. Difficult to recall the most memorable one. There have been many, but the first one that came to mind happened about 20 years ago when I was playing beer pong in a garage at a party. Trying to be polite, I stepped as far away from the table as possible, over to the garage door, which was unfortunately closed. I swear I smelled it instantaneously, and at first, I wasn't sure if it came out of my body because it smelled so rancid and otherworldly. No clue what I ate or drank to cause this monster, but I shrugged it off, went back to the game. Seconds later, a female friend of mine walked directly through the cloud, immediately gagged, and started yelling at me in a wide-eyed, animated fashion through numerous subsequent gags. You'd think it would be embarrassing, but everyone was laughing so hard at her reaction that the butt bomb became an afterthought. I still feel bad when I think about it. That poor girl. I'll go ahead and omit my name on that one, but see you guys on Friday. And I'll run for the exits if I feel anything like that coming, I promise. As we move on to the birthday request, guys, Lynn and Dave want to wish Casey a very happy birthday. Coach Ed, any advice on turning 28? And maybe some captain stories about when the captain turned 28 as well.
Man, I don't have a ton of advice, but 28's a great age, man. You're still in your 20s. You're a little bit wiser because you're almost in your 30s. But also, people don't expect you to be smart and wiser. You'd be like, I don't know, man. I'm in my 20s. But yeah, 28's a good age. Get out there and enjoy it this weekend.
Ooh, well, ahoy there. My 28th birthday. Well, that's the year that the mascots and I took the old SS Guppy to the waters off the coast of Madagascar, where In addition to delivering a kilo of Bolivian marching powder to a local warlord named Nong Pudi Tang Tang Uncampalolo Jr., we were also there to recruit some of the local animals into mascothood. And we had a whole presentation ready. Good pay, medical insurance, keys to the Quaker Oats Man's Meth Lab, and sex, of course, with the Chiquita Banana Lady once a month. Well, we ended up with two lemurs that now rep Hintwater. I think you've probably seen them on TV. And sure enough, they get paid well, have medical, definitely take advantage of the meth, and absolutely shag the Chiquita Banana Lady. Crunch berries.
Charles, can you please wish my son-in-law James a very happy 34th birthday? Can you give him a huge cat fart? He is our champion crop duster. Perfect show for today's birthday. Sending him love for holding things down for my daughter and grandchildren. Thank you guys, longtime listener Danielle. As always, thank you guys for keeping us entertained for 20 years.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, but Charles, today I celebrate my 53rd trip around the glorious Flaming Ball. Can I get an old school Leroy Jenkins? Some dad jokes from Miles and the Dirty Germans describing all the fun my wife Lisa and I are going to have at the Lager Launch Party at Black Raven Brewing on Friday. Side note, any chance of getting a men's room world tour stop in the South End? Maybe Tacoma or Olympia. Who knows? Might happen. That from AJ from Ole.
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins!
All right, couple dad jokes. What do I got? What has four wheels and flies? What has four wheels and flies?
Coffin.
Dead?
4 wheels and flies.
What has four wheels and flies?
I don't know.
A garbage truck.
Yeah.
My kid said she's actually starting to get tired of all the ice cream jokes that I tell.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's all in good humor. And one more.
You're really milking those jokes.
Thank you. A woman gets on the bus with her baby. The driver says, "That is the ugliest baby I have ever seen." Woman goes back to the bus in the back and sits down angrily. She says to the man next to her, "That driver just insulted me." The man says, "You go up there and give him a piece of your mind. Just go ahead. I'll hold your monkey." I'll hold your monkey. Hey, guys, is it too late for all? Sorry, you guys Germans in there too, right?
Yeah, you'll be there at the lager party. I'm sure you'll have a good time. It's funny, you say, will the men's room ever visit the South End? Well, if you play your cards right, we'll visit your wife's South End Friday.
Yeah. So you ever seen what two loggers do to one birthday girl? Hint, it involves a hard hat and plastic gloves.
Guys, shout out for the love of my life for the last 40 years. That would be Judd. 60 years young today, still going strong. Judd. Having a big old bong rip to start things off, followed by some turtle sex, and maybe some advice from those dirty Germans on tonight's birthday plans. Many thanks, y'all. Love the show. That from Carrie.
Yeah, if today's your birthday, I think you just walk into a bar, say, "My name is Judd, pull on my pud."
Yeah. So, I heard that he's been waiting for days, weeks even, so he can fill up a jug.
Yeah, people will say, "What's on your condom?" I'm going to say Judd Mud.
Jesus. Judd. All right, guys, here you go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ja, the Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Now, the Men's Room wants to know, who sucks less?
Yay, time for Who Sucks Less. Here at Thrill Hill, you bring us 3 stories each and every week. They all suck. It's up to us to determine Out of these three stories, which one sucks the least? Now, if you happen to like KISW on Facebook or you follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live, the debate is already underway on Who Sucks Less.
Yes, indeed. And as always, I bring you three stories. I'll start with this one that you might remember earlier this year. Our very own Mike Hawk brought us this one. They say finding out that your pilot was just arrested for DUI moments before you were set to take off is not news that any airline passenger wants to hear. Yet here we are with the story of Southwest Airlines Flight 3772. A TSA officer at the Savannah Hilton Head International Airport in Georgia smelled booze on 52-year-old pilot David Alsop and informed law enforcement. He proceeded to board the plane before it took off for its early morning flight to Chicago, and they had to remove him from the aircraft. Passenger Robert Newmarch, he said, quote, "We felt the plane moving away, then it just stopped. Saw a police officer enter the plane, go into the cockpit. They got off the plane. Then a few minutes later, come back, and this time the pilot left with him." Now, per the FAA, pilots obviously are not allowed to drink while they're flying a plane, but they're not allowed to consume alcohol within 8 hours of piloting a flight, or if their blood alcohol level is 0.04 or higher. Quote, "We're aware of a situation involving an employee on Flight 3772 this morning from Savannah." That, of course, coming from the airline. They noted that Alsop had been removed from duty and that customers on the plane were booked to other flights. So all these people had their flights delayed, and the one passenger was saying, man, I ended up canceling my trip altogether. To see that and know that that is why they took this guy off the plane, I did not want to fly to Midway this morning. It left a pit in my stomach. By the way, the guy, he was arrested and released on $3,500 bond. But yeah, they were actually taxiing on the runway. And they found out, like, dude is hammered. Maybe don't let him. Now we go to China, where a company has come under fire for installing surveillance cameras in the bathroom to see which employees spent, quote, too much time on bathroom breaks and then posting the offenders on a wall of shame. All right, so many Chinese companies, they've long been trying to discourage workers from spending too much time in the bathroom by various means, like installing countdown timers in bathroom stalls or limiting bathroom breaks to one per day. But this tech company took things a little further by installing hidden surveillance cameras into its restrooms to monitor employees' activity and then shaming those who wasted too much time in there by posting screenshots of them for everyone to see. Now, a spokesman at the company, the Lixin Electroacoustic Technology Company, they admitted that employees were surveilled in company restroom but claimed that the measure was meant to discourage time wasting during work hours. Well, naturally, when news of this got out, it became rather controversial when how China wants to deal with bathroom breaks. So one of the problems was one of the people that they posted up there for spending too much time, he was constipated. It's like, I was not in there wasting time. I was in there trying to poop. But nevertheless, they take a picture of him. And keep in mind, the screenshot they use is you in the bathroom.
So you're in the stall.
You're in the stall.
Okay.
The camera is on you. So they said, like, look, some people are in there choking down cigarettes or playing on their phone. But this guy that ended up on the wall of shame is like, I couldn't poop. Thank you for videoing me and then posting my picture for all to see. Now we go to India, where a woman stands accused of tricking her husband into selling his kidney on the black market to fund their daughter's education, only to then steal the money and run away with her lover.
Wow.
So the woman from West Bengal, she spent months trying to convince her husband to sell one of his kidneys in order to fund their daughter's higher education and arrange her marriage in the future. Although reluctant at first, the man eventually grew to believe that his sacrifice would improve the family's financial situation and secure his child's future. So he spent a year looking for a buyer on the black market, as selling human organs, as you might imagine, kind of illegal. But he finally found one about 3 months ago, and after going through the painful process, he entrusted the money for his kidney, which was $11,500. He entrusted that money to his wife, only to have her steal the money and elope with another man. The man learned that the real reason his wife had been pressuring him into selling his kidneys had nothing to do with the well-being of the child. So some time ago, apparently, she'd met a man from a different village through Facebook. The two of them became romantically involved. So she planned to abandon her family and move in with the lover, but she decided to squeeze every penny out of her husband. So she already planned on leaving him and her son to go live with this guy. But she's like, wait, before I do that, let me see if I can get some money. So after his wife's disappearance, along with the family savings, the man filed a complaint with the local police who tracked the woman down. Well, the husband, his 10-year-old daughter, and the parents, they all went to this village to confront her, the woman who had abandoned them. But she would not be swayed. Despite their pleas, the woman refused to unlock the door, even told her husband that he was free to do whatever he wanted and that she would soon be filing for divorce. But no criminal charges against her.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So those are your stories. You got the drunk pilot, which we have heard. It's just he was already taxiing down the runway. That's one. We have the Chinese company who's installing the cameras in the bathrooms, hoping to cut down on people wasting time. But one of the guys who they posted his picture on the wall of shame just couldn't poop. And then finally, this woman in India who convinced her husband to sell his kidney on the black market, then took the money and ran off with her lover.
Okay. Well, the pilot's, in my mind, the worst. Because he put all those people's lives in danger if he would not have been caught.
That's the thing. He had to be caught.
How did he get...
And this is
how
not the
did he
first
get that
time he's
far?
done this.
How did he get that far?
So, the way the story is, a TSA agent was like, I smell booze on this guy, and he seems drunk, but the pilot, he walks by, gets on the plane, does whatever pre-checks you have to do. The guy from the TSA contacted law enforcement, and I guess I'm sure they radioed into the cockpit to talk to the co-pilot or whatever, but that's why he got that far.
All right, yeah, that was just my one question. Like, Jesus, seems like there should be a way to stop a drunk pilot before they start taxiing.
Yeah. The guy that lost a kidney, he should, in theory, be okay. The problem is,
I mean,
he's only got one now.
Right, he does have one kidney, but in theory...
he's now a single dad.
Yeah, he is all those things. But the good news is he's not married to that woman anymore, even though she took his $11,000. Mm-hmm. And he no longer has a kidney. I think that sucks the second most. So I'm going to have to go with the company in China that filmed people, the employees going number 2.
Yeah.
Just to see who was wasting time.
If you're going, I mean, hey,
in the bathroom.
Some of them were wasting time and doing nothing. This one poor guy got his face up there. I don't know how long he was on the toilet, but long enough. Again, you're surveilling it. You know what he's doing.
I'm not agreeing with the policy. I'm just saying out of the 3 stories, that one seems to not be the
and
worst.
he's constipated. But also, it goes the other way sometimes, right? Like, I don't know, you're coming down with a bug or something.
Oh, you're in and out of there in no time.
Or sometimes it's just hard. I would say the opposite. Sometimes you're like, oh, am I done? Nope, gotta keep going.
Yeah.
So in turn, you're sitting there for a while, but it's not like it's like you're wasting time on purpose. Right. And I guess if you saw a video of somebody smoking a cig, but like,
sure.
I don't know. I'd have a hard time. Like, it just seems like, yeah, that one does suck. But, Miles, I don't know that I could disagree with you. I almost want to say the woman in India sucks the least only because, to me, there's no charges, right?
No.
That's just legal.
I guess, because the only person, based on the law there, that broke the law is actually the husband.
For selling an illegal kidney on the black market.
Right. He sold his kidney on the black market. I don't think they're going to press charges against him just based on the circumstance, but I think they're like, look, man, if your wife leaves you, she leaves you. She didn't really steal the money. You gave it to her. She duped you, right? And then she abandoned her kid. Like, she's not awesome, but there's nothing illegal here. Except for the thing that you did.
I mean, she's just a terrible human being.
Yes, I would agree with that wholeheartedly, but somehow did not break any laws.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah, that one just seems crazy. Also, yeah, I mean, I don't know. This guy is too nice. Or he's stupid.
Your kidney guy?
Yeah, because it's like, I got to get my kidney removed, and then I have to find my own place to fence it?
Right. Yeah, could you get your kidney cut out, and then you go to the black market, and you find someone to buy the kidney?
Right, if somebody came to me, and I was dumb enough, and they convinced me that they could sell my kidney, like, dude, get it out of there. I can get you, $1.5 million for it. Like, I'd be like, all right, well, you got to do the fencing.
Right.
Right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's my kidney. I don't
think that was her whole plan, though. It was like, look, that way, if anything's illegal, if we get busted in the scheme at all, he's completely the fall guy.
Right, and now he's a single dad.
She's got no hands on it, right? Yeah.
Just a great human being, that woman.
Debate continues on Who Sucks Less if you follow KISW on Facebook and X and Instagram. Show of the Day's coming up at 5:08. You are listening to The Men's Room.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Slow drain being a pain? Call Pinky. That pipe's being a little leaky? Call Pinky. When the toilet won't flush and you're in a rush? Call Pinky. When your shower lost all its spray power? Call Pinky. When your sink's on the blink? Call Pinky. Pinky's Plumbing promises to lick all your plumbing problems quick. So when your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
What is Dax, are you?
Tracking all our cars on Carvana Value Tracker on all our devices? Yes, Kristen, yes, I am.
Well, I've been looking for my phone for...
In Dax's domain, we see all. So we always know what our cars are worth.
All of them?
All of them. Value surge, trucks up 3.9%.
That's a great offer.
I know. Sell?
Sell.
Track your car's value with Carvana Value Tracker today.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Where'd you get those shoes? Easy. They're from DSW. Because DSW has the exact right shoes for whatever you're into right now. You know, like the sneakers that make office hours feel like happy hour. The boots that turn grocery aisles into runways. And all the styles that show off the many sides of you, from daydreamer to multitasker and everything in between. Because you do it all in really great shoes. Find a shoe for every you at your DSW store or DSW.com.
So I used Gemini for the first time the other day, and the most impressive thing to me was just talking to it. You go live with it, and then it's just like you're having a conversation. You can just talk about your day or have it explain something to you or start brainstorming ideas. Let me give you an example. I pretended I have a job interview coming up and asked it to help me prep for the interview. It immediately started suggesting common questions I might get asked. Then I started talking through my answers out loud, and it would give me feedback. And it's all happening in real time, like I'm talking to a career coach or something. That's just what I tried first, but you can talk to it about anything. And I honestly think that's the magic of it, how you can just have this back and forth, and it's all seamless. If you haven't tried it yet, it's definitely worth checking out. You'll see what I mean.
The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, Kono, it's a 5:08. We will drink and toast with the shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check out Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Thank you, Miles. A new study suggests that things truly do seem better in the morning. I wonder if that's just because, you're hitting it with a fresh palate, basically. You're well rested.
Like what thing? Like if you had to think on something, or just like you have a better outlook on the day?
I think that's what it is. General outlook in general, just how you're taking everything is a little bit better in the morning.
I'm the exact opposite.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm just not a morning person.
That's
fair.
fair.
Like when I wake up, and I'm already grumpy and all that, but then generally speaking, I start processing the crap I know I need to do. It's not just like good or bad. It's just what you have to do. But like, that doesn't bring me pleasure.
I do find that things that I really grind on and I'm anxious about, it might cost me a little bit of sleep on the front end, but then after I do wake up in the morning, I do generally feel better about it. And usually I find the answer.
Okay.
It's something I grind on for hours. Like, how in the hell am I going to get around this? And then I wake up and it's almost like it just plugged into my brain in the middle, and I
you just wake up and there's your answer.
Yeah. Walk right into it.
Why'd you spend all this time worrying about it? Here's your answer.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, generally, I feel like that's true. Sometimes there's something that bugs you so bad, you just wake up pissed off about it still.
That's fair call.
You know what I mean?
100%.
And I'm with Throw. I'm not a big morning person. So that first hour could be a lot of just, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
My problem is when it wakes me up in the middle of the night and then I can't get back to sleep. I have to sit there and just mantra myself for an hour like, there's literally nothing you can do about it at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Just go to sleep. A University of New Mexico study found that our brains may contain as much plastic as 5 paper clips.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I don't think a paper clips is being plastic.
Well, they have plastic paper clips.
All right.
Well, you see, like, occasionally you see, like, the pink paper clips or the yellow paper clips. A lot of times they're just plastic ones.
I'm old school. Use the regular paper clip.
Metal or nothing.
Well, I remember when that metal guy used to help me. Clippy?
Oh, yeah.
The hell is Clippy?
Remember the Word, the Microsoft Word, the little paper clip guy that would show up and be like, you spelled this wrong.
Yeah, I've never had that experience. Not that I didn't spell things wrong. I just had, like, spell check. I never, like...
Well, no, he would tell you. This was like...
Yeah, it was just Microsoft.
He would pop up and be like, hey.
This guy. You know this
You
guy.
don't remember Clippy?
Oh, yeah. No. What are you saying? So if I'm typing something...
Yeah.
This dude pops up and tells me...
He'd show up and he'd do this. Looks like you're writing a letter. Would you like help to get help writing this letter? Or
What? I've never seen this dude in my life, man.
You have lived a privileged life where you have not needed to have this crap, dude.
Well, I mean, like, I've had spell check where I'll look up and be like, all right, I spelled 15 words wrong, but
oh my God.
I've never had, like, an animated character pop up. It's just
Clippy,
the red line.
Clippy saved you a lot. I mean, this was back in the day. You're talking like late 90s, early 2000s, right?
Oh, yeah.
And he's like Microsoft Word, like one of the early editions.
Wow, man, I must have really not been on computers at all. Like
I was about to say, you also, to be dead honest, given the fact you didn't have a phone for a while, you might not have just been on computers when Clippy was
That's what I'm saying. Based on the years you said, I feel better about myself because you guys are like, yeah, Clippy. I've never even heard of this dude.
We're writing like essays and whatnot for schoolwork and stuff.
By the time I started working with you, like I think Clippy was already kind of a guy of the past.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I
anyway.
use regular metal ones because I stand with Clippy.
Attaboy.
Stand with Clippy.
Circling back around, I feel like that has been a real big health talking point is bringing awareness to the microplastics that are everywhere.
Even anything, it a lot.
Oh, yeah. Anything that you consume out of when it comes to plastic. The plastic that is, just a container. There's microplastics in there that apparently get attached to whatever food or drink that you have, and you're ingesting those.
I mean, it's in everything. It just seems like everything they bring up has microplastics.
Right. What water bottle am I supposed to frickin' use?
Right.
Glass ones or metal ones, I believe.
I know, but then it changes. Then it's like, well, the metal ones have this.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna throw like there's microplastics in everything. Here's an idea: you could. Don't pass it on to the consumer, but you could tell these giant companies to stop putting that crap in there.
That's fair call.
Well, we're not going to do that.
Or we're going to pay more for it.
Right.
By the way, somebody here on the text line, they remember Clippy. All right. But they want to know, do you guys remember the wizard's name or the dog's name you could replace Clippy with?
Oh, I didn't know that we had that option.
Oh, you guys are just bragging about Clippy. You don't know about the wizard and
Man,
the dog.
I hated him so damn much. I just wanted him to go away. I didn't
Why
want him
did
to turn
you
into a
hate
wizard or a
him
dog.
if he literally showed up to help you?
Because he helped me with things that I didn't need help on.
Oh, he's a little intrusive.
You ever had your phone autocorrect for you, but you actually meant what you wrote?
Oh,
that was Clippy.
I ducking no.
All right, that is frustrating.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I don't need a wizard.
Yeah.
You just need a paperclip.
Well, he's talking about wizards and dogs. I'm thinking about that goddamn dog and Duck Hunt. We'll come up and laugh at you.
You didn't hit a damn thing.
Yeah. Like, I need him laughing at me?
You're a dog. You can't even hold a gun.
I can't even spell. I know you spelled that wrong.
Yeah. Clippy was all right.
I got to do some research on this Clippy.
Now I'm kind of interested. What is the name of the dog and the wizard?
The wizard that can replace.
Probably like Willie the Wizard. Because he was Clippy the Clip.
That's a wizardly name.
So what do you name the dog then?
Doug.
Doug the dog.
38% of Americans are kept awake at night due to the sound of silence.
They kept awake because I know a lot of people need that noise. I like dead silence. Or I don't like dealing with bugs. But anytime I go back to the East Coast in the summer, you kind of crack the window. There's something very soothing about hearing 8 billion insects make whatever noises they're making.
And I don't think that's what they're talking about. I think it's just dead silence.
Yeah.
When I moved from Issaquah to Sumner, I went from living next to a main drag in and out of Issaquah to this tucked away spot out in Sumner, and the amount of noise that was in my bedroom went from a chaotic amount to absolute zero. And for the first week and a half, 2 weeks, it took me a minute to fall asleep just because it was so quiet.
I will say this. So I got new windows last year. Thank you, Window Nation. And they make a massive difference on how much outside noise you don't really hear outside anymore, which is cool. My wife likes to have the TV on to go to sleep. So the other night, she falls asleep. I turn off the TV, and for 5 seconds in the dark, I'm thinking to myself,
all right,
this is so awesome. And then I just hear, it's the dog just...
Oh, no.
Dude, I mean, it was like the dead silence for 5 seconds, and the only other sound I hear is the dog fart. And then, 5 seconds after that, the room's just lit up and stink. And I'm like, really, man? You know what I mean? Like, I got 5 seconds of actual peace, and I can hear you blowing one out, and now the room reeks. And so I went to bed, I'm just irritated.
Dogs do make a lot of just annoying sounds. Like the one that's inconsequential, but have you ever heard your dog just...
My dog does it all the time.
Like, what's your deal?
It's always the...
Right.
Like, you don't have a tough life.
Right.
Well,
I mean,
your dog's just judgy.
Yeah, he is. He's a jackass.
That's how you're going to play that game?
Oh, really? You have an opinion? All right.
All right, like, all right, I'm not gonna take him for a walk.
Right, dude. Go lick your butt.
Yeah, exactly. You only survived because of me.
Right. But as naturally as it comes, sleep can sometimes be difficult to achieve, and even then, sleep that's worth it can be an even trickier thing to obtain. But luckily, we can help.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
10 soothing pre-sleep habits for a restful night and productive next morning. For me, it all begins with a healthy regimen of whiskey, a tasty anti-anxiety pill, brushing my flowing beard for 10 minutes, applying Vaseline to my earlobes and elbows, donning my favorite footy pajamas, turning on the sound of honeybees, and finally, my dog Henry licks the fingers on my left hand after I've coated it in smooth peanut butter. Works like a charm every time.
Glad it's his fingers.
Vaseline on your ears and elbows.
Oh, sure, they get dry.
I've never heard of that.
Really?
No.
Not ears, but elbows is a massive one.
Really?
Yeah. You bet.
Yeah.
I'm black, brother. Vaseline was first aid for all maladies when you're a child. Didn't matter, but Vaseline on it.
I don't even own Vaseline.
Really?
Well,
No.
yeah.
Damn. So these are some soothing pre-sleep
Vaseline
habits.
has gone out of fashion. Not everywhere. But I don't know. When I was a kid,
it was everywhere.
Same thing. My mom, whatever happened, you put Vaseline on it. Put Vaseline on it.
Go back outside, stop crying.
My household, it's Aquaphor. Just another ointment, but it's a cure-all.
We got Aquaphor.
Oh, yeah. All over the place. Nothing beats chapped lips better than Aquaphor.
That's what my son uses it for.
Yeah.
That dude, Aquaphor. You know, a lot of people get addicted to the chapstick.
Yeah.
He's all about his Aquaphor.
Attaboy.
Oh, yeah.
Do not
That,
let
I was
that
going to say,
go.
Vaseline, and then my mom also had the theory that whatever was going on, just take an Epsom salt bath.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So as far as the pre-sleep habits for a restful night, they finish out the list with making your wind down routine as consistent as possible. If you want to make real changes to your sleep routine, including with your pre-sleep habits, it's important to start small. Begin by just picking a couple of some of the ideas on this list and be consistent with them before tweaking the routine.
Do you have any kind of routine before you go to bed? I mean, I check the house, turn off the lights, check the doors.
Pretty much.
That's it.
There was
How
one
many times you check the door?
Once.
Jesus.
Because, the reason why I did, honestly, just having the dog, I'm very confident should anyone open the door, they got a problem because she's a lunatic and she doesn't know you.
Yeah.
Whatever. Also, I'm awake, so when I shut down the house, that's when I lock the door because the dog's going to follow me into the bedroom.
And I consciously will be like, checking the door, it is locked. We're not checking it again. And my little routine is generally I'll go in my bedroom, turn on the TV, hit the sleep timer, go use the bathroom, brush some teeth.
Brush some teeth. Not all of them.
Right.
Just some.
And then check that goddamn locked door.
Really?
There you go.
Every night. Miles, I know. I locked it.
I've found
I can't help it.
I found in those situations either saying what day it is or what day of the week it is helps.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that way you can be, you can know that you said it on Thursday or you said it on Wednesday the 5th. I lock the door.
Right.
That sort of a thing.
I mean, look, I'm with you. I don't know. I feel like I'm checking that door 2 or 3 times.
And you know what? That's not a problem. I have heard one kind of like what you're saying, Steve. They put it in a very poetic way. It's just putting the house to sleep, putting the house to bed.
But that's it. It's like that's always the last thing I do.
Clean things that need to be done.
Go to sleep, Al.
Tuck it in, kiss it on his forehead, give it a little glass of milk. Set your alarm for the same time every single night. Even if you don't set your alarm for the next day right before bed, they say that it's probably the most important habit of all if you want to fall asleep faster at night. Sleep truly starts in the morning, so getting up at the same time every day and getting light first thing is what's going to align the body to a 24-hour day.
I'm on one of those lights that light up slowly.
How is that working for you?
Awesome. And not only that, but I will wake up before it starts.
Nice.
If I set
And
it...
just wait for the glow, kind of.
Well, no, I'll shut it off because now I'm up. It served its purpose. Like, if I set it, I will get up before the alarm. If I don't, I will sleep past the time that I need to get up.
Yeah. Soothing pre-sleep habits, they say to read an actual paper book.
Mm-hmm. All right.
It says it helps calm the mind.
It does.
This person here says that they try to read for at least 10 minutes in bed before falling asleep. These few minutes quiet the thoughts about the leftovers on the to-do list and make falling asleep that much quicker. The only downside there is that I've heard that it causes kind of a subconscious reaction that when you start reading, you start getting tired. But if you can muscle past that, it is a great way just to give the mind a little bit of a project to fall asleep to.
It does, but for me, it really depends what I'm reading because you're right. I will go to bed, I will lay in bed, I'm thinking voraciously about whatever I've just read, but then you have dreams.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of times, so I'm like, I probably won't read Stephen King before, not because I'm scared, but I'm going to have an effed up dream that involves some Stephen King crap.
This person says that they swear by their white noise machine. They say, I originally bought it from one of my...
Oh, my God.
Oh, that light has that, too.
Are you sure you live in this house?
You can do waves.
There's raisins in my chicken salad.
All right, everyone ready to rock and roll?
You can do the
That's just
music.
what I'm picturing.
It sounds like a massage parlor.
Yeah.
You know, like when you're getting a massage.
Yeah.
And they play that dreamy music.
Yeah.
Sounds like that, too. They got waves, birds.
Exactly.
All the
I mean, a little basil and you boil a chicken breast. It's the best way to eat it. Anyhow, time to get up. Time to go to sleep.
Oh, no.
Hey, it's time to go to sleep. You want some mayonnaise?
Hey there. Time to go to
People
sleep.
do listen to those sleep stories, too.
Time to go to sleep. You want to retry that handshake real quick?
Mike, have you heard of those? Those guys that do the sleep stories?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. It's like famous people who talk to you at night, and they put you to bed.
What are they talking about?
My ex-wife does this. Nothing. Hey, Matthew McConaughey. Really just relax for a bit. Got it?
Just hang out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I bet you Fran Drescher does not do
Head
it.
on his pillow.
Gilbert Godfrey.
It's time to go to sleep.
Just listen to
Relax your mind.
listen to him read Goodnight Moon.
Your day's over. You did it. You can chill now.
They say to take a
Chicken
warm
was
bath.
too spicy.
Good night. Have a good night. They say take a warm bath.
Yeah, hot shower sometimes. If I'm really like worked up or like the brain's just racing,
Yeah.
that warm shower at night, especially at night too. Like in the morning, I don't know. I'm not in the shower that long, but at night it's like we can spend some time in here.
They go dim the lights as it gets dark out. It's basically bringing your eye intensity down, letting everything relax there. We hear it every time. Ditch the electronics 2 hours before bed.
Yeah, that blue light, man. It'll hurt you.
Don't eat dinner too late, especially if you're prone to heartburn. I don't have a choice. I get home at 7 o'clock, as does my wife, and then we need to make dinner.
That's pretty much how it works.
Yeah, I eat pretty late.
Yeah.
But I will say, the heartburn stuff, that's the Friday night, Saturday night. Well, let's eat something at midnight. It's like, I'm like a gremlin. I shouldn't feed myself after midnight.
Miles, you nailed it. Sleep story podcasts are the best.
Oh, they are.
say.
They got 'em on
bet,
there.
man. Write down to-dos and other thoughts that might keep you up at night.
Let me just write it down before you go to sleep.
Exactly.
So it's out of your head. You don't have to remember it as you lay in bed.
Right. It's bothering you. You write it down. Therefore, and you kind of trick your brain into thinking it's taken care of for now. It's on my to-do list. I've written it down. Like I said, there's nothing that you're going to do about it at 10:30 at night. You can't go to the store and pick up whatever it is that you needed. Okay. Write it down. We've got it taken care of. Now we have a plan.
I tend to have pen and paper in the bedroom anyway, because I'm one of those people that wake up at like 4 in the morning and just have an idea. And if I think it's funny, write it down. Because I've learned my lesson that you'll remember this, and then I don't.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm just like, just write it down, man.
Exactly.
It might be stupid, but figure that out tomorrow when you read it.
I got to do that. And then this is the number one soothing pre-sleep habit for a restful night and productive next morning.
Masturbation, man. Seriously, like
crazy, dude.
Clean the pipes.
Get one out on you.
If I polish that bad boy and then head to bed, I mean, ow.
You ever wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning, can't get back to sleep?
Yep.
Go knock one out real
Because
fast.
it's already there.
No, fairly close, though. Give meditation a try if you haven't already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meditation.
I mean,
My
but if you
bad.
don't like to do that,
The wrong M-ation.
A stuffed toy at Aldi locations is causing a stir online, Miles.
Why is that?
Tell you all about it at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, have we made it to drinking time?
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. you're the toast of our shot of the day.
Big time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink test can. Stephen Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed, and I believe our very own Mike Hawk will have more on this during headlines.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy to announce, gentlemen, being the ass man that I am, today we toast Juan and Julio of Bellevue, Washington. You might remember Juan and Julio. They were the pair of miniature donkeys that were stolen from a stable on Sunday. They were loaded into a trailer and then driven away. Now, no one knew who took them or why, and we still don't. But some good news, Juan and Julio have, in fact, been found, and they're doing just great. They are alive and well. What I like about this is they say a good Samaritan contacted police to report that 2 donkeys matching the description of Juan and Julio were seen in Falls City. And I'm thinking, if it's me, I go, hey, man, Juan and Julio Falls. What other donkeys do you think they are?
Yeah.
I'm seeing 2 donkeys that match the description. I'm like, I found the donkeys. They're right here. But yeah, so found alive and well. I don't believe they have any suspects right now. I know earlier today they were in the process of reuniting Juan and Julio, both with Ozzy, their companion horse, and the owner. But made me happy, man.
That is awesome.
I'm an ass apologist. I don't know what it is. I'm telling you, I met Pokey. And after that, I'm like, I like me a donkey.
And you love a parfait.
And a parfait, yes. Yeah. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
Let's get a contestant on the line for Profile This right now. 206-803-ROCK. Profile This is next.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Plug in a Hyundai EV and the extraordinary happens. From the charge time and range in the Ioniq 5 and 6 to the adventurous spirit of the Kona Electric to the 601 horsepower Ioniq 5N. Hyundai EVs make the extraordinary electrifying. There's joy in every journey.
EPA estimated 303-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 5 SE SEL limited rear-wheel drive and 361-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 6 SE long-range rear-wheel drive with fully charged battery. Actual range may vary. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Is your team at work feeling a little disconnected? Maybe the workflow's not flowing? Try Confluence by Atlassian. Confluence is the connected workspace where teams can create, organize, and deliver work like never before. In Confluence, teams can whiteboard their vision for any project, easily create or access the relevant pages and resources they need, and discover important context they might not even know they need. Plus, AI helps teams jumpstart brainstorms, organize information, and connect workflows, so teams can move efficiently and create alignment with ease. In fact, with Confluence, teams can see 5.2% average boost in productivity in 1 year. So if your team lacks confidence, try Confluence, the connected workspace where teams can do it all. Set knowledge free with Confluence. Learn more at Atlassian.com/confluence. That's Atlassian.com/CONFLUENCE.
Auto insurance rates are on the rise, which is why you should call Vern Fonk Insurance. Vern Fonk could save you up to 20% on your auto insurance. The pros at Vern Fonk will do all the work, comparing different plans to find you the best options. And they can insure you over the phone. One call to Vern Fonk could save you up to 20%. Call 206-408-5094. 206-408-5094.
Remember to honk when you drive by Vern Fonk.
Restrictions apply based on a Q3 2023 study of Vern Fonk insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number 1070622.
If you have health insurance, you might be able to see a personal dietitian for $0 out of pocket. Nourish connects you with a dietitian that fits your needs, covered by your insurance. Nourish accepts hundreds of insurance plans, and 94% of patients pay $0 out of pocket. Meet with your dietitian online and message them anytime through the Nourish app. With hundreds of 5-star reviews from real patients, you know you're in good hands. Find your dietitian at usenourish.com. That's usenourish.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Hey, anyone know what channel the game's on? We know. Download the Sports on What app today and always know how to watch the game. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Subscribe today to start your 7-day free trial. Sports on What? We know.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Throwhill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Justin. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola. Hi, Justin. You understand how this here game is played?
Sure do, Thrill.
Fantastic. Today we have 3 categories for you. We have Hit Me With Your Best Shot, where you guess the unconventional object that someone chose to use as a weapon. We have Animalize This, where you guess the animal responsible for causing the problem. And finally, License to Spill, where you guess the substance that made the mess.
Let's let Mr. Mike go ahead and take this one.
A big rig crash left debris across southbound I-5 freeway, prompting the closure of nearly all southbound lanes and snarling the morning commute. This in East L.A. Now, the crash involving a delivery truck was reported at about 5:30 in the morning when the trailer clipped an overpass just south of the East L.A. interchange. Rich Prickett, he was one of the helicopter pilots for Sky 5. He was over the scene about an hour later and said, quote, "Quite a mess here. You can see a portion of the big rig that was completely peeled apart. And as we zoom in here, it looks like it's from a company called Good Delivery." Go figure. Anyway, an alert was issued as crews worked to clear the wreckage. 4 lanes were shut down, but some traffic was getting by in a single lane about an hour and a half later. Basically, that closure remained in place for about 3 hours. Now, backup from the crash was causing a major headache for commuters traveling through the area. They said the southbound side was backed up for miles because of the truck, and then the northbound side, it's because everyone was doing the looky-loo traffic. Anyway, the question is, what spilled out of the truck? Was it eggs? Was it live chickens? Was it milk? Or was it cement? So eggs, chickens, milk, or cement?
Ooh. I'm leaning eggs because that would kind of suck. But what are you guys thinking?
I'm going eggs just based on the times.
Yeah, that's where I
just so it just be pretty ironic, you know.
Yeah, and I feel like if cement's in a truck, it's generally in a cement truck.
Yes.
Which
unless it's like pallets of like Quikrete.
Yeah, but then you need some type of moisture to make it work. Whereas people were stopping to look at it. Mm-hmm. So it's either gotta, to me, be like milk or eggs. I mean, I guess I'll go with eggs.
Eggs for 10.
That's why the prices are so high.
You know, just because of Waffle House, yeah, let's go eggs.
Eggs all the way around. We're going to find out if it was eggs, live chickens, milk, or cement next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to The Men's Room.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Category is a license to spill on profile. This all southbound lanes on I-5 shut down in L.A. after a truck hit an overpass.
Yep.
Spilled everything all over the road. Traffic was backed up for many miles. Question is, what was carried in the truck? Eggs, live chickens, milk, or cement?
And Justin, that is the very question we posed to you. But before we do the reveal, Justin, I understand on the based on the text line, you have something to tell both Mike and Ted.
Yes. So if you guys want to know the wizard's name from Microsoft, who was the most famous wizard other than Harry Potter?
Merlin.
Bingo. There you go.
All right.
What was the dog's name? Do you know the dog's name?
Lassie.
Right.
I have no idea about
Clifford.
the dog. I just remember replacing Clippy with Merlin, and then he became really annoying.
Told you.
I need
Sucked,
to find it because nobody seems to like these characters. All right.
No.
So
the thing is, they were just there a lot. And even if you stop mid-word, it'd be like, yo, you kind of messed this up.
Well, and he would just slide in, too. He'd just be like, hey, how you doing in there? Like, dude, I don't need you yet.
Hey, dumbass.
It was like one of the biggest features of like Windows XP, and like
yeah.
if you were in like middle school or elementary school, it was like the talk of the whole town.
I missed all of this, man. I really did.
It was, Clippy was a thing.
Well, and Ted's right. You stop for a half second. Keep in mind, you're writing an essay for school or something like that, so you're taking your time with your words. You're already kind of frustrated about it, and you're struggling with it, and then he just shows up like, you need a hand there, buddy. Like, no!
I don't.
Piss off!
My problem was I would just see him so often. My English was horrible. Yep. Hey, Clippy.
Hey, I see you messed up this word over here.
Back. All right, Justin. But thank you for letting us know the wizard's name. So license to spill today. Got a big rig tips over. East L.A. closes all the lanes on I-5. And the question was, what was it carrying that created the mess? Eggs, chickens, milk, or cement? And all three of you guys, you, Miles Montgomery, and the Ted Smith, all three of you said eggs.
Eggs.
Part of it just because the bitter irony of how expensive they are now. And you are correct.
Another tragedy.
Oh, man.
Yes,
Go
yeah.
10 cents.
10? Waffle House put a 50-cent surcharge on eggs.
Per egg.
Per egg. Right, you get a 3-egg omelet. They're like, look, we can do that.
$1.50 more.
It's $1.50 more than it was.
Now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
Hang on.
The dog's name. Give us a hint.
At least for my generation, it was a very popular dog's name. You did not know anyone who named their dog this, but if you're...
Spike.
Nope.
Spot.
Starts with an R.
Riley.
Rover. Rover.
All right, your choice is side. You got the Jimmys.
Fallon and Kimmel.
Stephen Colbert. Seth Meyers. Writers. Or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
That's right there. The title of these guys have teams of talented writers come over their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a the Ted Smith original?
Senator in Minnesota wants to make it legal again to eat beaver. He also... Why does everyone keep laughing when I say that?
Okay. Writers.
Colbert.
Fallon.
A senator in Minnesota who wants to make it legal to eat beavers again. He also said, why does everyone keep laughing when I say that?
Is it illegal to eat a beaver?
I believe they're protected.
Oh, really?
I'd eat a beaver. I mean, it's like it just looks like it could be yummy out its body build.
Yeah, depends on which one.
Okay, so it is illegal to eat nuisance beaver meat in Minnesota.
Are the ones you want people to eat?
Right?
What if it's not a nuisance?
I don't know.
Oh, no, save the ones that we call the nuisance.
I don't know why it's targeting Minnesota right now, but apparently it's a thing in Minnesota.
Okay.
A nature expert has said that squirrels hibernate so hard you can You can juggle them without waking them up. But I feel like there needs to be a time limit on how long they should tell us about it before you get bit.
Seth Meyers.
Ted
Smith. Throw, would you juggle squirrels?
Yeah, because I read that study.
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, you could juggle them. And I'm like, I like to juggle. I've never juggled squirrels.
They sleep for 20 hours a day when they're not hibernating.
Think about that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a life right there.
Well, during our active time, I'm awake 4 hours a day, but then we hibernate.
Mm-hmm. I'm with Miles, man. I like nuts, so I could easily adapt to be a squirrel.
You could adapt?
Yeah, I sleep and eat nuts. Waffle House is putting a 50-cent surcharge per egg now. Never thought I'd live in a time where there'd be surcharges on eggs. This is going to be a tough Easter, kids. Get ready to start hunting Swedish meatballs.
Colbert.
Fallon.
The egg shortage is so severe that at the Waffle House, they have a 50-cent surcharge per egg now. I never thought I'd live in a time where there'd be surge pricing on eggs. This is going to be a tough Easter, kids. Get ready to start hunting Swedish meatballs because...
I'd go hunting for Swedish meatballs.
I would, too. That's sad.
A chef in China broke a record by making the world's thinnest noodle. When asked for comment, he said, "Why does everyone keep laughing at my skinny noodle?"
Riders.
Yeah. Fallon.
And get this, a chef in China just broke a record after he made the world's thinnest noodle. When asked for a comment, he said, "Why does everyone keep laughing at my skinny noodle?"
Take that, Angel Hair. OpenAI has come out with a new tool called Deep Research. It can scan the internet and compile a report that can be used for information research like, is your ex doing better than you?
Seth Fallon.
That's Seth Meyers.
OpenAI revealed a new tool called Deep Research at an event over the weekend that can scan the internet and compile a report which can be used for important research like, is your ex doing better than you?
Every time I hear open AI, instead of just AI, and I understand, but every time I say open AI, I just picture like, hello, I'm living out loud.
And it's Allen Iverson.
Right.
My big issue.
I'm living open.
Yeah, my big issue with AI is I just always think of Allen Iverson.
I know.
And I'm like, AI's going to help me with this report?
Imagine that. Allen Iverson or AI? Who do you pick? Man, homework.
This is an interesting list here of some Grammy winners that you wouldn't really know about. Now, Jimmy Carter won a Grammy this year.
He did.
It was his fourth. Obviously, a lot of presidents win them for, like, they talk about their time in office or biographies. Like, I'm pretty sure once you get out of office, the next year, they a biographer just stands next to you and you do it.
You do the work.
But did he read his own book?
Yeah, most of them do.
That's what they do.
Michelle and Barack Obama, George Bush, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton.
I'm thinking Jimmy Carter. It could be a 10-page book and take 8 hours from the
So the spoken word category, often for narrating their own books. You got Bill and Hillary Clinton, Barack and Michelle Obama, Betty White, Kate Winslet,
Al Gore,
Magic Johnson. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. If you're a president, the next year you do a biography, you voice it, you almost always get that Grammy.
That's kind of like
for spoken word.
Steve Martin has 5 Grammys. 2 are for comedy albums. Mile, what are the other 3 for?
Bluegrass.
Yep.
Yeah, he plays the banjo. Let's see. Bradley Cooper, an actor, but has 3 Grammys. 1 for Mastro and 2 for A Star Is Born.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yep. Joaquin Phoenix got 1 for Walk the Line soundtrack.
Okay.
Because he sang on him.
Does that count?
He sang them.
He sang a doggone Johnny Cash song.
Right, but you still got to do it well.
Yeah,
I never saw the movie.
I did. I saw it over and over again. It was a great movie.
Back to Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
Maestro, and then 1 for 2 for...
And 2 for A Star Is Born. Let's see. Well, I mean, Zach Braff won a Grammy for putting together a compilation soundtrack for the movie Golden State. Here's the deal.
So
there's so many Grammys. We only see a few.
Sure.
I've also heard the Grammy show is a bear. It's like 5 hours or something.
Oh, yeah. Those people are there for a hot minute.
Yeah.
But, so wait, he did a compilation album. So
Garden
you
State
got a Grammy for finding the right mix of other people's songs and putting them into one album.
for a movie, a soundtrack.
That's nuts to me.
All right. This one I like the best. This dude has 3 Grammys. All right. He's from the street. Elmo.
Oh.
He is from the street.
Yeah, he's won Grammys for Best Musical Album for Children.
All right. Never heard it.
So the Wiggles probably have a few.
Sure, the Wiggles do. Yeah. I just like that Elmo's got 3 of them. I kiss the ring.
I mean, but who gets to keep that Grammy Award? Like, whose
Elmo
fireplace mantle do you put it on, right?
Elmo.
I mean, I guess the guy that voices Elmo
just keeps it in the street.
Right.
Yeah. Actually, they just throw him in
Oscar's trash can.
Exactly. Yeah, just keep them in
the Grammys.
The awards mean nothing to us. We're out here educating kids. Let's see. I was watching an interesting show last night. Obviously, a lot of stuff going on with Super Bowl. So Vice Sports on the Vice Network, they had a good show about Brady versus Belichick.
Okay.
So the first episode was basically the argument for Tom Brady. Like, they're trying to figure out, because look, I had this conversation. As soon as that relationship ended, everybody had an opinion, right? And I did too, right? You know, because you're like, who was the secret sauce, right? Because a lot of people, you hear the Patriot way, then a lot of people are like, yeah, it was kind of Tom Brady's way.
Well, and that was kind of that first year after he went to the Bucs. It was like, okay, was it actually Brady or was it Belichick with the Patriots and just his scheme of everything?
And I think Brady answered that question.
So, all right, so that's a big part of the first episode. The second episode was the argument for Belichick, which he wasn't doing great as a head coach till Brady gets in there, but you got to keep in mind, he's also a 2-time defensive coordinator Super Bowl winner, right, with some awesome teams. Like, he knew what he was doing. So there's that one. And then last night was like the final episode of, like, let's decide this once and for all. This won't shock you. It's both of them. Everybody's like, yeah, I guess maybe 60-40 Brady. Because the first couple Super Bowls they win in that dynasty, it's just dominant defense. And Brady doesn't have to do that much. Then you get like those, 2 or 3 in the middle, where the offense is getting prolific, Brady's doing his thing, and the last couple, you can be like, well, that was on Brady. So it is a good argument. I mean, look, it's easier with sports. I think you can look at anything, though, is it this or is it that? And it's hard to tell. And a lot of people talk about Tom Brady in that Tampa Bay Super Bowl, but I almost forgot how good that Tampa Bay team is.
Right.
And I love Jameis Winston, but he's the only guy in the 30-30 club. He threw 30 touchdowns the year before and 30 interceptions.
He's not Tom Brady.
Right, so that team was already kind of built to go, and then Brady shows up, and Gronk's like, oh, dude, I'm in.
Right.
It's like, obviously they're going to win. And people talked about, too, how Brady, like the first few years was pretty quiet, this and that. I do respect, to a man, anybody that played in New England is like, it doesn't matter if you were on the practice squad. Tom Brady is the captain. He is Tom Brady. He would make a point to go to everybody's locker at the beginning of camp at some point during that first couple weeks and introduce himself and be like, you need extra work, you come to me, right? You need extra balls thrown at you. You want to know how I game plan or whatever. Like, awesome. Come to me. Like, I'm a psycho about it.
Learn that chemistry. I like it.
But that's the other thing they said is that, honestly, it was just a perfect marriage of 2 football absolute nerds. Like Brady, they talked about how Brady knew some of the stuff on defense better than some of the defensive players did. And he would give them, like tips and, like, hey, watch the left guard. He's tipping, whether it's run or pass. And it's like, they're just obsessed with ball. And you'd hear those stories. You always hear these stories about the old Pro Bowl where, like, Belichick would talk to somebody, and the next thing you know, they're at the pool having drinks, just breaking down film. Also, for Seattle fans, I found this one okay, because we had to watch that goddamn play over and over. So the day after, so they win that Super Bowl against the Seahawks, right? Everybody remembers it. So there's a sports guy from Boston. He's on the radio there, and he talks about how the day of the parade that he's going on about the Seahawks and Pete Carroll, and what a mistake Pete Carroll had made calling that play. His story is that Belichick calls his cell phone and is like, don't call Pete Carroll dumb. He's like, we baited him into it. And he was like, in the third quarter, there was a close play. They ran that and they got it. And he was like, I wanted Pete Carroll, because I know he loves that route, to think that's going to work again when you get down there. So they did stop Marshawn. It was on the 1 foot, whatever, 2 yard. Like, I probably would have run Marshawn again. But he's like, no. Like, Carroll's not dumb. He just was smart enough to go, that's going to affect Pete. Pete's going to go, all right, if we really need a first down in this fourth quarter, we got to throw that slant.
Yeah, your mind up.
Yeah, just awesome stuff. And they talked about situations you'd practice for and everything. Like, people are like, when is this going to come up? But then eventually...
It does.
They do. Yeah, so I think it was just a good marriage of that. They also did a good job, I was telling Thriller earlier, talking about all the different dynasties and the QB and the coach. Now, I'm a little partial, as I grew up a Commanders fan, but Joe Gibbs won 3 Super Bowls with 3 different running backs and 3 different quarterbacks.
Right.
You talk about coaching. And then the guy, and this is for my NASCAR fans out there, then he's like NASCAR team owner. And his teams have dominated. I mean, his teams dominate some of the dirt bike stuff. Like, I mean, you look like, to me, Joe Gibbs is always one of the best coaches, but just like a leader. And like, you went to motorsports and you're good at that too?
Right.
Just like hell of a coach. Wow. So a bunch of interesting stuff on there. When you get home tonight, there's a few things on. I was going to say, CBS has some of the Super Bowl's greatest commercials, which you should always watch that. There's some funny ones you forget about. I still love the horses, the Bud Bowl or the horses playing, all that kind of good stuff. And then I'm sure they'll tease you with some of the spots coming up on Sunday.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Slow drain being a pain? Call Pinky. That pipe's being a little leaky? Call Pinky. When the toilet won't flush and you're in a rush? Call Pinky. When your shower lost all its spray power? Call Pinky. When your sink's on the blink? Call Pinky. Pinky's Plumbing promises to lick all your plumbing problems quick. So when your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
What is Dax, are you?
Tracking all our cars on Carvana Value Tracker on all our devices? Yes, Kristen, yes, I am.
Well, I've been looking for my phone for...
In Dax's domain, we see all. So we always know what our cars are worth.
All of them?
All of them. Value surge, trucks up 3.9%.
That's a great offer.
I know. Sell?
Sell.
Track your car's value with Carvana Value Tracker today.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my cop.
All right, our top story, we go to the lovely world of the internet where a toy is causing a stir. It's one of a series of plush pillows available for purchase for children and features a dog character with a little pouch pocket sewn into it. Oh. What's causing the problem is that the design also features a bone that is sewn right on there as part of the actual design on there, as if it's sticking out of the pocket. Now, unfortunately, it depicts an inappropriate image because it's only the bone that you see sticking up and out of there. It was posted on Reddit with the poster claiming that it was a pretty gross oversight, with other commenters jumping in to find the humor in the situation and even claiming someone is getting fired for it, whereas others are coming to the defense saying that people just have a dirty mind and that they need to get out of the gutter.
I mean, look, adults are going to see what we're going to see and chuckle. I don't think kids are giving it a thought.
Exactly. And that's what you need to come back around to, is the kid really going to understand why we're chuckling at this guy right here? Or
no, he's not going to.
Even if they do, it's not that gross of an oversight. It's a dog with a bone. Why the bone is brown and kind of the dog color, I'm not exactly positive. I'll give you a little bit there, but at the same time, like,
at least the dog bone's not red.
There you go. Exactly. So we can calm down a little bit. Remember, it's about the kids. If you get the joke, that's okay. You're an adult and you're allowed to get the joke and not like it. If the kid doesn't get the joke, we're fine.
They don't know.
In other news, strange story out of the UK. A man took the time to publish a piece accusing his neighbor of thievery. This is a weird story. The article came with a simple title, quote, "My neighbor has kidnapped my beavers."
Jeez. Sorry.
Grow up. But it spins the tale of how he's licensed to reintroduce beavers into a natural habitat, which basically consists of his home, and he's also tasked with capturing and reintroducing them if they escape, which is exactly what they did, wandering over to his neighbor's property. But for whatever reason, he's found himself in a dispute with his neighbor, who claims will not allow him onto his property to reclaim the animals. The neighbor claims that an overarching organization instructed him not to interfere with the animals after they wandered onto his property, and claims that he's not kidnapped them nor is holding them ransom. They're just here. I was told not to touch them. I was told not to leave them alone. No charges have been filed, so it's just an odd story altogether. I don't know exactly why we're hearing about it. This guy's like, I'm just sitting here.
You know why we're hearing about it.
Illegal with a license and unable to use it.
Read the headline again. That is why we're... Somebody said, man, we get to write this headline, but there's a story to back it up.
He stole my beavers. I go on a walk every morning, and I walk by their dam with a tear in my eye. Really, buddy?
I just...
Come on,
I feel bad that that's this other guy's neighbor. My neighbor's accusing me of stealing his beavers.
Right.
The beavers made a freaking dam. What do you want me to do, man?
And, if they keep on escaping, maybe fence up the area that they're not supposed to get out of. Do a little bit better about keeping them in this natural habitat.
Maybe he did a wood fence.
I feel like beavers would be hard to keep in an area. I mean, that's kind of their shtick.
Kind of their bit, right.
Yeah. And I feel like he would just dig underneath the fence and be like, all right, building a dam
I would also think that if they've done that, you did your part, buddy. You reintroduced them into wild. Now, you're good.
What did he think they were going to do?
Right. They're not your pets.
And then they made
You're
a
rehabilitating them.
So guess what? That's what beavers do, bro.
Crazy story from Denver. A man was arrested for shooting someone in a park. The self-proclaimed certified joy enthusiast, was sitting on a bench in the park when he became upset at another park patron who dared sit next to him on the bench.
Oh.
An argument ensued between the two that concluded when the man pushed the victim in the chest and punched him in the lower back.
Jeez.
They then hopped on their bike to ride away from the man, only to be met with gunfire. The man fired a shot that hit the man in the neck and jaw area, causing serious injuries, and he's recovering fine, but the man was arrested.
Good God.
For sitting next to him.
And then he ran down the road and shot another guy.
Exactly.
And isn't he like a self-proclaimed something?
Joy enthusiast.
Yeah, joy enthusiast.
Yeah. All right. This is going to shock you. He was checked in for like a mental evaluation not too long ago. So he's doing fine. But just in case those stories left a bad taste in your mouth.
Thankfully, there's good news.
Nothing hits home quite like a local good news story. We go to Bellevue, where we toasted this story. In fact, we had the story earlier this week about Juan and Julio, a pair of donkeys that have been reported stolen. The report came in that the owner had loaded the donkeys onto a trailer before someone came along and stole the trailer with the animals inside. The owner was in shock at just how calculated the theft was. Said that somebody meant to do this. They waited for the proper time to do that because it was just a trailer. It's not like they hopped into a truck that was running. They pulled their truck up, hooked up the trailer with the donkeys inside, and then took off. They meant to do this. Let's see here. We are happy to announce that someone spotted the two donkeys roaming around the Falls City area and were quickly picked up and returned home. The investigation into the theft is ongoing. Authorities thanked the community and the media for their help, so I guarantee.
So they got the donkeys, they just don't know who stole them.
Exactly. She didn't recognize the truck that drove away with it. Doesn't necessarily have any enemies that she can name that would have done it.
I mean, look, I'm your most likely suspect because I love me some donkeys.
Exactly.
But it wasn't me.
I might not like you, but it doesn't mean I'm stealing your donkeys.
Right. That's just such a
That puts a lot on me.
It does.
And then what?
If
Say
I
you
steal
successfully
dogs,
steal and then what?
Take them to your farm.
Right, I guess.
Donkeys are a lot of work, man. I steal your watch. Cool. Now either I have a cool watch or I got money in my pocket. I steal your donkey. I got to fence that thing quick, or I got to feed it and groom it and take care of it.
And who do you know that you're fencing it to?
If you steal donkeys, you're planning on keeping the donkeys.
I would think.
I just think whoever stole them didn't expect this much pressure from everybody. Every news channel, every radio show like us just being like, hey, return those damn donkeys.
Yeah. Don't steal the damn donkeys. He had a buddy sitting on the couch with him like, bro, you got to let those donkeys go.
Seriously, right. The heat's coming down, man. It's just two donkeys, bro. There's a lot. There's a lot of attention.
They're talking about it on the men's room, man. Like, they're putting everybody on this thing.
Yeah, dude, we're on meth. Return the donkeys. All right, we got it. They're coming down on us.
We're going to get a phone call. I was not on meth.
Yeah.
I just wanted donkeys. Men's Room Sports brought to you by the fine folks at Sports on What. You got a ton of NBA and college basketball on to watch tonight, as well as some NHL hockey. Download the Sports on What app. It'll tell you what channel, what time those sports are going to be on each and every day. As far as your weather, hope that you like the snow because we got even more tonight. Temperatures are dropping down to a brisk 31 and the snow will continue. We're warming up tomorrow to a high of 40 with some peak sunshine exactly like we had today. So enjoy that. That's it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawkins out.
Jolene's up next. Listen on the Odyssey app for your shot at $5K a day.
Yes, indeed, it's all true. But in the meantime, well, We be all about this bitch. So until next time, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man!
A Double Flush production.
Plug in a Hyundai EV and the extraordinary happens. From the charge time and range in the Ioniq 5 and 6 to the adventurous spirit of the Kona Electric to the 601 horsepower Ioniq 5N. Hyundai EVs make the extraordinary electrifying. There's joy in every journey.
EPA estimated 303-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 5 SE SEL Limited rear-wheel drive and 361-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 6 SE long-range rear-wheel drive with fully charged battery. Actual range may vary. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
So I used Gemini for the first time the other day, and the most impressive thing to me was just talking to it. You go live with it, and then it's just like you're having a conversation. You can just talk about your day or have it explain something to you or start brainstorming ideas. Let me give you an example. I pretended I have a job interview coming up and asked it to help me prep for the interview. It immediately started suggesting common questions I might get asked. Then I started talking through my answers out loud, and it would give me feedback. And it's all happening in real time, like I'm talking to a career coach or something. That's just what I tried first, but you can talk to it about anything. And I honestly think that's the magic of it, how you can just have this back and forth, and it's all seamless. If you haven't tried it yet, it's definitely worth checking out. You'll see what I mean.
Is your team at work feeling a little disconnected? Maybe the workflow's not flowing? Try Confluence by Atlassian. Confluence is the connected workspace where teams can create, organize, and deliver work like never before. In Confluence, teams can whiteboard their vision for any project, easily create or access the relevant pages and resources they need, and discover important context they might not even know they need. Plus, AI helps teams jumpstart brainstorms, organize information, and connect workflows, so teams can move efficiently and create alignment with ease. In fact, with Confluence, teams can see 5.2% average boost in productivity in 1 year. So if your team lacks confidence, try Confluence, the connected workspace where teams can do it all. Set knowledge free with Confluence. Learn more at Atlassian.com/confluence. That's ATLASSIAN.com/CONFLUENCE.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Auto insurance rates are on the rise, which is why you should call Vern Fonk Insurance. Vern Fonk could save you up to 20% on your auto insurance. The pros at Vern Fonk will do all the work, comparing different plans to find you the best options. And they can insure you over the phone. One call to Vern Fonk could save you up to 20%. Call 206-408-5094. 206-408-5094.
Remember to honk when you drive by Vern Fonk.
Restrictions apply based on a Q3 2023 study of Vern Fonk Insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number 10706.